No, it doesn't start in 12 hours. It's starting now.
Why would you choose PM instead of AM?
Okay, why are you going to call me out? I already have a wife that calls me out.
We're not in Japan yet.
We're not. Must have been a typo. It was a typo. It was a typo. It was a typo. It's completely my fault. How is everybody doing? Welcome to your Saturday morning stream, not Saturday evening. Logan Wayne, how are you, my friend? Hopefully everybody's having a wonderful Saturday, Sunday, and at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday. This Saturday. It's a little warmer here in the state of Kentucky. That's an awesome shirt. I just realized you're wearing.
Yeah, I'm wearing. I wore it specifically for this room. This is my X-Men that I remember.
Hot Cyclops, Hot Gambit, Hot Rogue. Everybody was hot.
Yeah.
Even Professor X.
It's just missing Jubilee on this. I'm
Where's your favorite furry? Beast.
Beast. He's
over there, right?
Yeah.
That's from the annual, the Shattershot annual.
Yeah, Melanie does look a little bit different. Hi, guys. Hi.
Everybody, This is TikTok Tina. If you're not familiar with her,
Hi.
In case you haven't seen her before, she's been on the show many, many times. She's part of the Near Mint Collective crew. And she's also in charge of TikTok, hence the name, TikTok Tina.
Bonjour.
Oh, yeah, go ahead and read all that.
Everybody's saying hello, so I'm just making sure everybody
She's
gets
doing a good
recognized.
job clicking. She's doing a really good job clicking.
I can click things.
She's really good.
I am in the house. Good morning, Lionheart.
Oh, Lionheart's here.
Yeah,
Big shout out to Lionheart that does
Martian
all the
Pilgrim?
timestamps.
Good
Oh, Martian
morning.
Pilgrim? How you doing, buddy? Good morning to you, Kenny. Hope you're doing well, my friend. And I saw Aussieverse here. Dude, when is the next auction?
When is the next auction?
Where you want me to next? Slayer. Oh, let me talk to Nick. He's been wanting to do something. If you're not familiar, whenever we do auctions here, we team up with Nick from Dynamite. And they have original art, books, and stuff. And we donate all of our proceeds, near mint conditions, to a specific charity. We've done it two or three times now. One of them was the Stomp Bullying charity, and I can't remember the other charity we've donated. The Hero Initiative. That was the big one. But it's a lot of fun. Yeah, I get to sell things that aren't mine, and I get to join in on the fun, and I get to bid on things too because there's things that I want.
What's the Hero Initiative?
The Hero Initiative is an organization that started, oh my goodness, a few decades ago that helps the creators that cannot help themselves anymore. As you know, in the United States, our healthcare system
is kind of broken. I work in it.
Okay. Well, since most of comic creators were freelance writers and artists, when they get to be a certain age, until they get to like Medicare age, they don't have any insurance. So if something God forbid something happens to them, something horrible, something expensive, they are out of pockets. They have helped a lot of people, including William Messer-Loebs, who was homeless at the time.
Oof.
Yeah, so it's a wonderful, wonderful organization. I'd love to have them on the channel one day too. We did something really awesome. We auctioned off. This was a couple of years ago. A couple of my viewers sent us 2 copies of the Avengers versus JLA. That was really hard to find, and instead of like giving them away, we did a raffle, and to take like any percentage off, we had people just donate to the Hero Initiative and then show us the receipt. And I think it was like for every $1 entry or I can't remember.
You got a ticket.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, a lot of work to put together, and 2 people won, and it was wonderful. I mean, there were people that donated like $500. Like, and I think in the end, it was like we gave them $2,700. It was wonderful. I like doing things like that.
Well, it's sad that has to happen.
What's up, Chris?
It is great that the community has something like that going.
Well, I mean, it's not just comic book, right, people? I mean, it's anybody that
yeah.
has freelance work, and this is what happens because a lot of people don't think ahead, and why would you?
Well, you're not expecting to be sick.
What's up, Chris? Good morning, Omar and Tina. It's windy and cold in morning in Charlotte, North Carolina. Question for you both. What are some of your favorite horror thriller comics, and do you prefer horror thriller or slasher? What do you like?
I like suspense a lot. I actually meant to pick up Junji Ito's because I need to read more of his stuff. I read Yonemu, like his cat book, and I
That's not horror.
It's not horror, but he's a horror author. I want to pick up Soichi because I haven't read it yet. I actually went yesterday and I was like, oh, it's a little bit pricier than I want to pay. I'm gonna get it somewhere else.
Have you tried our sponsor, cheapgraphicnovels.com, where you can book something 50%?
That's what I was price comparing the other day. I went to the mall and
that's in America.
Yeah, so I'm gonna hold and pull the trigger on something else, but something suspenseful is what I like Monster or something like that.
That's a good one. That's an excellent recommendation. So you like manga? For me, I like a lot of different things. I like EC comics, which are very formulaic. I don't care. They're still the best comics out there for anything to do with.
What's the title that you like?
Tales from the Crypt, Vault of Horror.
But like a specific this is the best one that I've read.
It's hard because each one has a twist.
That's true.
It's the idea of if you do bad things will happen to you. That's actually a lot of the stories are very formulaic that way, right? And everybody gets their comeuppance at the end. You cheat on your husband, a zombie's gonna come and eat you. I'm sorry, or your wife. They're not way ahead of time too, way ahead of their time. But I also like body horror, Bernie Wrights and stuff. And then horror that is actually based on like My Friend Dahmer, things like that. Like things that actually happen. The Eric Powell book that he did on Ed Gein, like that story was really,
some of those like really mess you up. You have to be in that mental frame to like read that, and sometimes you need a palate cleanser in between.
I'm really curious how the Krakoa era omnibus will be mapped. Do you think Dawn of X, Reign of X traits to get it all, or more streamlined? Oh, I don't know. I think that's something that they're gonna look at once everything is said and done. And I don't know. Maybe that'll be a fun Map My X. We can argue over what gets to be included and how to do it. Morning, everyone. Omar, nice bit. Oh, I love them. I don't know if MFedX is here, but she's the one that helps run MagFest.
They're amazing.
And she gets them all the time. Yeah, we saw them live a couple 2 years ago.
I'm excited. We're going to be seeing the Cowboy Bebop live. So watch like Legend of Zelda. They have like video games and stuff like this. This is not Bit Great. It's another live performance. But I love when they take like anime and you have that live band that's performing to the show. It's amazing.
We've seen like Final Fantasy, Dear Friends. Yeah, that was beautiful.
I've seen Final Fantasy.
My wife lost it when Sephiroth's theme was the encore. Because they pick one song.
Right, they pick one song
from
and you hope
each game, right? And from 7 they pick, I can't remember. Flowers. What is it? Flowers, not Flowers in the Attic. It's what's her name's theme? Aerith's theme.
Yeah, Aerith's.
And she was like, "Oh, it's not Sephiroth's One Winged Angel." And she was like, "That's okay. This is still really cool."
You really need
I was all about Final Fantasy VI whenever they started playing Terra's theme or Tina's theme. But yeah, the encore was like, "Hey, do you guys want to hear Sephiroth's theme?" And everybody freaking lost it.
So in the art process, does the colors technically report to the penciler or the writer, or what does that work? How does the flow work? In my honest opinion, colors are the unsung heroes of comics. Do you know anything about that?
I think everybody's a little bit different.
Depends on.
It's usually the editor that gets to see the colors come in before anybody else does. So I think that's usually the way that it works, especially when it's like the monthly crank out issues machine, right? That is, of course, oh my goodness, Marvel and DC, right? Like those big two that have them. It's a well-oiled machine.
Yeah. So I'm getting reprint Omnipole withdrawals. Hint, hint.
Okay, let me look at my schedule really quick. Un momentito. Because because I'm actually planning to do this. I actually have a date for this. Let me make sure I've got the right date. Because what we're gonna do is do a live episode. It's gonna be me, Peter M, and my buddy Taylor Talks Comics.
So like a live poll?
Yeah, we're gonna make the polls live. I'm gonna show everybody how to do it. Let's see. February 15th at 1 p.m.
Day after Valentine's Day. 1 p.m.
That's
Eastern?
when we're gonna do it. Because I have to wait until the announcement that's coming. And let me look again. On February 11th. After that announcement goes live, or the 10th if you're on Patreon. After that announcement goes live, I can go ahead and oh my goodness, yeah. I can start doing the polls. I have to wait because obviously there's one more, maybe two more reprints coming. So that's why I have to give that specific date. I didn't want to. So that's not even a hint. That's actually telling you when it's going to be.
Nice.
So there you go.
Mark it on your calendars the day after Thanksgiving. I went back in the past. Valentine's Day. Make sure.
All right. Let's keep going with the question. So thank you for asking, man. I'm so glad to have you here. Good morning, fellow Minties. Flash sale at Toshin this weekend. If you want that awesome Frazetta book at half price, that book is beautiful. And they also have the big books too, like the big Marvel books that they've done. And I don't know if they're doing that. Star Wars book collector, what's up, buddy? I actually messaged you back yesterday about the. Well, don't take this out of context. Out of the pictures you were wanting. And what is the best podcast that's Star Wars related? It was the Star Wars Book Collectors podcast. I was on last year sometime. And you can follow him at SW Book Collector on Instagram and social media. Nice. Great group of guys that they have over there. Hey, Omar and Tina, do you know about the French-Belgian comics? Had you heard? Which ones in particular? Did we do a TikTok?
Yeah, we did a TikTok about this. I think it was like a...
Tintin.
Asterix.
Asterix is good. Yeah, Smurfs. Love them. Cat book is freaky though. Yes, because his art is still freaky.
It's still freaky. And it's still like, I love how he like ramps up the suspense.
She doesn't, this is not an accident. This is well planned out. She knew I was going to wear Bit Brigade, so she's like, I gotta get glasses to match.
I knew Melanie's chair was this nice teal color.
That doesn't happen. What is this thing called? A mall. Only online stores, like cheap graphic novels.
Well, we still have an FYE in our mall, and they have the Junji Ito collection, so I was curious to see what their pricing was.
That's where my daughter's hanging out today. She's hanging out at the mall. It kind of reminded me of like the days I used to go there. My days were a little different. We go to Aladdin's Castle and hit up Spencer's.
Yes.
Yeah. Aladdin's Castle was an arcade, by the way.
I loved Aladdin's Castle.
What's up, Betty Brock? How you doing, my brother? Good morning, Omar. Still waiting for that AVP and absolute newbie. Absolute newbie. Shout out. One of those is a lot. Holy moly. Greetings as always from Halifax, Nova Scotia, where we are getting over 30 inches of snow. Keep that over there, my brother, the next few days. Omar, what happened to the people who cheated at games?
That's him.
I don't understand what that means. What does that mean? TikTok. You don't stop. Hey, that's
no,
your
you
team.
Don't stop.
Hello, brother Omar and Triple T. Rainy overcast in San Francisco. Got a cold and just in bed watching y'all's wax poetic.
Thank you, feel better.
Do omnis get better eventually with gutter loss after several rereads? Like that Jason Aaron Thor Omni with Jane not being visible on the cover. Can you see her now? Oh, you mean the double page spread? It depends on the type of binding, right? In the bindery. People prefer if we're talking about Marvel Comics, the books that were printed at Donley, and they don't really do a lot of omnis with the exception of here and there a few Silver Age. It's mainly now they stick to doing Masterworks. But at IMAX are the ones, the iMac printer is the one that has the lesser eye. So the binding's a little tighter and it's really, you need a bigger eye for big books like that. The Mega print does an amazing job.
And when you say a bigger eye, you're talking about the window
spine.
And spine?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Some people call it what do they call it? The telescope. It's a book term,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, when you look through it. Mm-hmm. Just making sure, because like I didn't know when you were like, do you know what that is? I was like, I have no clue.
Oh yeah, I learned all that
case, like,
many decades ago at the Marvel Masterworks forum. Those guys were so helpful. Just bought the Hush Omni to start my Batman journey. Is it a bad starting point? No, you're in for one of the greatest stories, and a story that not a lot of people liked, which is Hush Returns. Hey, I just started reading. Could you give me some modern Marvel Omnis? Absolutely. Venom by Donny Cates. Moon Knight that isn't even out yet by Jed McKay. If modern is your cup of tea, these are the books I'm recommending. Jason Aaron's Thor Omnibus, that's still in print. I would go with Spider-Man by Nick Spencer. Well, I don't know how modern you wanted. Yeah, the Spider-Man by Nick Spencer's modern. Here in a couple of years, I can't believe I'm saying this, but JMS's Spider-Man is going to be a classic. Because
you think it's going to be a classic?
It's 20 years old.
Oh my
God. It's over 20 years old. Yeah.
Well, my game collection's the same way. Like, gosh. I'm like, oh, I'll get to this game.
Oh, you have a delusional pile?
I have a
What's up, Jacob? How you doing, buddy?
Just finished Justice League.
Justice Society of America.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
My problem. My problem.
It's your problem.
Yeah.
Volume 1. I really enjoyed Azzarello Rizzo at the end, reminding me a bit of Tim Sell. Is 100 Bullets worth a read? 100 Bullets is my favorite thing that they've done together. It's amazing. I liked it more than I did Moonshine. I actually liked it more than the Batman they did through Flashpoint. People have issues with some of the slang terms that are used in there, mainly by the minority cast of like Latinos and African Americans. I didn't notice because I actually know people that speak that way. So
everybody's different, and
right?
No one person
depends
or
on where
thing
you
is a
were
monolith.
raised.
It depends.
But yeah, it's amazing. I loved it. It has a really cool mystery, and the concept is awesome. And yes, Final Fantasy VI over Final Fantasy VII. Absolutely.
Yep.
That's how old we are. Tina looks familiar.
I do kind of look familiar.
She's part of a collective. Hey, I just said it.
Yeah, we might occasionally get together with another group of ours, maybe once a month. Probably should do that more. It might be named Near Mint Collective, just in case you guys ever want to see us once in a blue moon.
The original cast.
Cast. Good morning, Omar. Heading to Louisiana for Mardi Gras.
Yo.
Are you giving up stuff for Lent?
I'm giving up meat for Lent. Next, it's
good luck.
You know when Lent is this year? It is on February 14th, Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's gonna be hard.
So I took Melanie out to dinner
beforehand.
Thursday. Mm-hmm. We had a lot of fun. Omar, what's Omni you wish was never made? One you hate? Absolutely one that I hate. Okay, sure. Let's see. Oh man,
And you got to tell us why. Is it because of the art? Because of the writing? Because,
I'm not a fan of. Okay, my least two favorite. They're not on my shelf. I actually gave both of them away. Is the Marvel Now Omnibus and the DC 52 Omnibus, New 52
equal
Omnibus.
Opportunists, both Marvel and DC.
Well, because they're the same concept.
Okay.
What they give you is one issue number 1 of these particular series. So you get like Superman number 1. You get like Thor number 1. Oh,
so it's just like just one of every
it's like a taste, right? Like, here's a small taste of what we have, but these books are $125. To me, collections are supposed to be story arcs collected in the best reading order and things like that. A small taste sample of what's available out there should be kept for like maybe a $20 trade paperback. That's just my opinion. I don't like books like that because what's going to happen? Are we going to get a volume 2 of this one day with all the number 2 issues? Like it doesn't make any sense. I'm not a fan of anthologies like that. I don't even know if a sampler, I guess is what I would call a sampler.
No, I concur. I hate that. I once bought a Rama VHS thinking that I was getting like 4. So I didn't read the back, and it was all the openings. I was sorely disappointed because I spent like $30 on it.
Any idea when Marvel will do Amazing Spider-Man Volume 6? Well, I can tell you it's not in 2024. I don't know about 2025 though. I just want to say again, the Tashans have. I told them, Hamza. Are they having a sale on everything or just for Zeta, brother? It is 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on February 15th. Does that mean the votes will have to be live? If you want to, sure, we can show. Oh man, it'll be like what's it called? CNN.
Graphs,
yeah.
The little
so far, this book's winning. Oh my gosh, I'll do it all day. I'll do a 24-hour stream. Oh, that's an awful idea. That's an awful idea.
Oh man, Omar, you can't do that on Valentine's Day.
You will be watching Madam Web.
Hoping that Thor Volume 2 gets voted into the poll.
That seems to be a popular one. Thor Volume 1 made it a few years ago. Final Fantasy 8 Eyes on Me, always my favorite.
I wrote a fanfic to that.
Melanie loves that one. Hers is 10.
Hers is 10. Okay.
What's up, Warrenfeld, Kentuckian?
Good morning. Black Friday 2024. We're going to get the best announcement and amazingly at low prices beginning at 3 a.m.
Where are you talking? Chris, what are you planning? Omar sending pictures now to OmniFans is real. Not Toast. I knew somebody would take it out of context.
And yes, hit that like button. Let's drive that up.
Look at Tina.
Look at me. Look at me go.
Will we be able to participate in the poll if we're busy during the live? Oh, absolutely. Yeah. What I mean, it's open and it'll be open for about a week. As you all know, I give people a week to vote.
Reading Berserk for the first time. Oh. Should I get all the deluxe editions or are there specific volume number I have to stop at? Well, it's not finished. So I'm reading it too for the first time. I'm on Deluxe Volume 10 right now, and it's amazing. I'm thinking about adding it to my collection.
You should. It's so good.
Well, I should, but I'm collecting so much other things that I'm like,
what are we talking about here?
right. But I'm definitely going to add it to my collection if that helps.
Lucky Luke is a good one. Hello, Tina and Omar. Hope you're both well. Hope you're well too. Richard, well. Somebody's asking. Yeah, this does have the Batman logo. Oh my gosh, there it is down there.
Okay. Yeah, down below here.
It does have the Batman logo.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep, that's
correct. I always forget Smurfs are Belgian, aren't the?
We knew them as pitufos in Peru. I don't know.
I think it's the same creator.
The Snorks was underwater. Smurfs.
I really enjoyed it.
Tina comes color coordinated and Omar sets the time wrong. Yes, you can tell.
They're making
who's
another
professional.
Smurfs?
Why?
That's what I wanted to ask too.
Spencer's.
Yeah.
Is that Nick Spencer? Are you in there, Nick Spencer? Is that you? Did you pick up any Junji Ito books, Tina?
I have. So the only one is his cat book right now is what I own. I've read some of his stuff in the past. Spirals, I think it was. But I haven't picked up another volume yet. I'm going through and doing that collector's thing of trying to get the cheapest price and comparing before I buy.
Look at you.
Collect more. Oh,
it's sad because it doesn't have anything worth going to or in terms of entertainment and books. I miss malls. Like
I do.
I miss my parents dropping me off at the mall and just hanging out there. Finally got my copy of Wasted Space this week. Good, John. Good. I had emailed Daniel over there, and he said he would take care of everything. Itching for the release of Mark Gruenwald's Captain America Volume 1 and Garth Ennis' Hitman. Can you remind me of the release dates, Omar?
Can you?
My goodness. When is it? I think Hitman is July, and Cap is probably around that time too, June or July. I think, right off the top of my head. Omar, is the new Conan trade paperback coming in this week? The new Conan trade, my review will be out this week. I think it comes out February 14th, and it's amazing. It's amazing. My copies of the Omnibus, Iron Fist, Early Years, Born Again Gallery Edition all arrived yesterday. That's awesome, man. You have a Omnibus now.
Yeah, several people have gotten Omnibus, so happy reading, guys. Hey, Omar, started watching your channel 3 months ago. Love everything you do for the comic community. Thanks to you, I've started my Omni collection with Superman and Venom.
Spider-Man and Venom. Dang it, Tina. Do you even near man?
I looked off to the side and I was looking at something else, so I immediately said the word that I looked at.
It's a Freudian slip, if you will.
Superman. Hey, that would be. Have I ever done any crossover?
Superman and Spider-Man? Yeah. Thank you so much, Andres. Omar, did you have the meet? Nope, I didn't. I need to send a reminder. I met the people at Valiant, and they're wonderful. Alien books now. Sorry, Alien books.
Yep.
Omar, if you don't have the very beginning of the Fantastic Four omnis are the 2 John Burns Fantastic Four. Oh yeah, I think Fantastic Four has some in omnibus format has some really good choices as far as like where to start reading. You have Fantastic Four, the classic Jack Kirby and Stan Lee era. You've got the John Byrne era. You've got my favorite, which is Mark Waid's era, and that's coming back to print. And it's only one omnibus. And you've got the Jonathan Hickman era. So you have all those choices.
Well, Injustice 2 series ever be collected in omnis. Recently reread the Injustice Volume 1, Omnis Volume 1 and 2, and they were so much fun.
I think so. I don't see why they would not collect them.
Hello, good evening from Bulgaria. Super hyped about pre-ordering next week The Ultimate Marvel by Hickman Omnibus and getting Secret Wars 2.
Secret Wars 2, yes. Okay, I was like Secret Wars 2. Got it.
Ooh, that's a good one.
When is I'm waiting to hear back. I haven't heard anything since. So you know what your wonderful wife did? She gave me a great video idea.
What was it?
She was asking me, can you give me 10 books that my library and every library should have?
Oh, that's
and
a
oh
good
my
one.
gosh, I immediately was like, oh, this is gonna take a while. So I said, give me a week. And she's like, I think it would make a really good video because there's a lot of us that only have limited space in our library, and we want to have
what
you think, how you would curate it. And I'm like, that is a lot of pressure. Avengers: The Crossing, Batman Year 2. Here we go, baby.
But that's amazing.
The sales of those books are
going to
go up. 100 Bullets was amazing. Annual reread for me. It's good. I really enjoyed it. Good morning. Just bought Peter J. Tomasi, Superman, Batman, and Robin, and Super Sons Omnibus. I'm excited. Oh, that's awesome. Poor Person's book reviewer. You are in for a treat if you've never read that stuff, by the way. Did I miss the X-Men Hidden Years Omnibus review, Omar? I think you did. My buddy. I did that last year. It was year? Right at the beginning, it was because it was the first book of the year that I did.
Hey, good morning, Tina and Omar. Becoming a Patreon member, everyone. Those AMA chats are spicy. Sometimes I make appearance, and even sometimes Omar has to mute me even on the AMA.
Especially when you're drinking, man.
When I drink, whatever's up here, it just pours out. So that's a problem sometimes.
I'm from North Carolina. Not much I haven't heard, unfortunately.
Oh, goodness.
I came to the sad realization PS1 games stopped being produced like 20 years ago. Oh gosh.
They were still being produced 20 years ago.
Look, I still say 1980s were 20 years ago. Right? In my head, I still think that. Hey, guys, just wanted to say a big thank you from all of the non-live listeners. It's awesome how you create a sense of community, even for the people that can't typically catch you live. Ryan, thank you so much, my brother. Thank you. That means a lot, man.
Muppet Babies? That's got to be a comment to something.
Omar, give up bread, not meat for Lent. That's harder.
I thought he was talking give up the beard.
Give up the beard. I'm not beard worthy because I'm giving up meat.
Oh,
giving up bread. I mean, bread and water was the old school fasting. Like that's old school Lent, right? That's all you could do is eat bread and drink water.
Yeah. Hey guys, do you know something about Potential: The Wicked and Divine hardcover deluxe edition by Kieran Gillen?
About the reprint.
About the reprint of the 4 books. I love Wicked and Divine.
I think they're probably going to go the compendium route. It seems like a lot of Image books are going the compendium route.
Is it cheaper?
A lot cheaper. I heard about Carl Weathers, man. Yesterday. Amanda texted me. I was in the middle of I was actually having a meeting with this young man named Dom who wants to help out, and I was like, yeah, man. I was like, I'll text you back in a minute, but it hit me because for people my age and there's a lot of young people that probably know who Carl Weathers is because of Mandalorian. He's been in Mando. But yeah, man, he was an icon of the 80s. Guy was amazing. And Rocky, oh my gosh, Predator. I even love him in Arrested Development. Melanie and I quote his Arrested Development character all the time. Baby, you got yourself a stew. Like, yeah, man. And I don't know if anybody else watched this when you were that's my age, and that is Robotech. We lost Greg Finley. He was a phenomenal voice actor in the 80s, and he just passed away yesterday. He did the voice of Captain Global. So if you watch Robotech like I did, if you're my age, that guy was a freaking force. He had an amazing voice. Taught Tony Oliver a lot of what he knows. Thank you for the super chat, my brother. Happy Saturday, Omar. Do you think you're about doing a video with you and the Variant Comics channel? Would love to see you guys talk comics. Variant Comics. I don't. I mean, yeah, I'm always up for doing videos with other folks. I have people on my live streams that have their own wonderful channels, and these are the big guys, right? Like they have like 1 million subscribers. Oh my gosh, yeah, sure. I love talking comics. That's why I'm here. But thank you so much for the super chat, brother. Omar, you said you were going to give us announcements every weekend this month. You said you had 3 new announcements. Ryan.
There's 4 weekends.
Dang it, Ryan. Why are you so literal, man? I don't think you're good with Okay, fine, Ryan. You're getting a total of 5 announcements, but
what if he did like
1 every Sunday, except for the I knew I should have typed that. Except for the last Sunday, we'll have an announcement. Okay, is that better, Ryan? Maybe you should become my editor. I didn't just watch Robotech. I have an uncut copy of the 1986 Robotech movie DVD. Oh, dude, it was awesome. Robotech. To me, Robotech was the first time I realized. I had watched like the Frankenstein's monster and Captain Future and Captain Harlock when I was a kid.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, this is a lot different. But it was Robotech that really solidified that, oh, this is adult animation. This comes from Japan. And it was like, there was a story that was going with it. Like characters died. And if you missed an episode, it wasn't like chapter driven. It wasn't like Scooby-Doo chasing mysteries and everything was fine. You didn't need to watch one episode to enjoy the other one, right? But with Robotech, it was an ongoing story. Oh man, I love that. And I don't know, there's this whole controversy, and people are divisive with it because of what Carl Masick did between the Macross Saga and Southern Cross.
But that was our childhood, so we have.
But I mean, you needed it for syndication, yeah. So, hi Omar, which writer and artist do you dread having to read? Artist and okay, you guys I ain't answering questions like this because people are like, but I like them, and I know you all can keep loving them. That's the thing, right? Like it doesn't matter what I think.
Everybody has a different opinion, and Omar, you do really well. Like people think you're biased, but you're not. You do very well about like you may not necessarily like the media that you're showcasing, but you want others to form their opinions.
Everybody should go and read these things for themselves.
Don't just because a whole bunch of people says I hate it. Like look at me, I like Bart's Nightmare. It might be wrong to other people.
Oh gosh, why would you even bring that up? We were having such a good show.
I know, right? Hey, good question here.
Artist, I did not like. Let me show you.
Show. If you bring out somebody's drawing.
Well,
like my daughter's drawing from 3rd grade. This artist sucked so bad.
Let me just show you because I'm going to show you why. Like normally I would have said like I would have gone the safe route and said Jeff Lemire, but you know what? Jeff Lemire is growing on me as an artist. Well, I wasn't a fan of his scribbly doos and lack of understanding of human
early
anatomy.
Art can be blocky, nasty, but artists can improve. They really can grow. So,
well, not improve, but your taste might change. Yeah, in a certain story you might read will be like the one that just kind of. Let me see what the issue number that's in. It's in this 130. Where is it?
You guys watch Blue Eye Samurai?
Oh my gosh, I'm on episode 3. That's one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite series from 2023. That is amazing.
I have not. I've seen little bits and pieces on TikTok when I scroll through, but I've been remiss in watching stuff.
You can watch things on TikTok?
Yeah, you can. Yes, I have watched Tokyo Godfathers on TikTok in 10-minute increments. It was on my dash. Why not? I know it's. I really want to support people.
Here it is.
Oh man. While you're looking for that.
And as far as a writer, whose stuff have I not enjoyed? I'm trying to think that who was it?
I am optimistic about
I haven't enjoyed a lot of Vita
Avatar.
Ayala. Like I haven't enjoyed Vita Ayala's writing, but I've also not read any of their independent stuff. I've read their mainstream like Marvel X-Men stuff, and oh my gosh, yeah. Gosh dang it, there he is.
You finally found it?
Yeah. So let me just give you a small taste of the reason why I don't like it.
So this is the art.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Mike, I think it's Mike Badger. But it's got this cartoony sketchy, and this is like right before Alan Davis took over the book again on Excalibur. I remember when I was a kid, I was like, oh gosh, I hope this guy's just leaving, like he's not gonna be there. And it was just one of these artists that I don't know. And I think it stuck with me.
Well, and we also have to look at this way. Some of the art for the earlier stuff has a reason behind it. You couldn't do a lot of fine lines. It bled with the material they had.
What are you talking about? Alan Davis was around that time. It was a choice.
That's true. Some of it's a choice, but some of it depends on how early it was.
Tina, are you excited for the upcoming Avatar Last Airbender TV series on Netflix?
I said I was optimistic. I am optimistic. Like
Luffy? Right?
I really enjoyed One Piece. I think One Piece was breakout. I think a lot of the stuff, the decisions that Western, I guess, movers and shakers in the industry decide that their Western audience likes is kind of outdated. So I'm happy to see them like trying new boundaries, and I'm hopeful. Hopefully optimistic.
Hopefully optimistic. Hey, Omar, did you ever watch or get into Captain Power? Oh yeah, man. I always wanted the villain. I can't remember the name of the villain. Man, that show was way ahead of its time. It was like CG in the 87. The toys were cool. You may remember the toys, like they had
CG
chrome.
does not hold up. I can't remember Captain Power.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure if I saw
what are you talking about, man? The Dire Straits video was awesome. We got you. Move.
Got him. Yeah, no. Does Marvel own the rights to Indiana Jones comics? If so, what writer would you like to head up a new book for Indiana Jones? Good old Indy.
I've been digging a lot of Ryan North lately, so I think Ryan North on Indiana Jones. I think they do have the rights to it. There's a way out, Omar. Choose Golden Age writers and artists you don't like. Oh, I wanted to be honest, though. Oh, my gosh. So many Golden Age writers and artists, Phil.
I do not own the Phoenix Omnibus.
Super laugh hard. Oh my gosh. Still waiting on a release of Do You Remember Love Stateside? That is a beautiful, beautiful movie. We did have 3 Robotech movies, The Clash of the Bionoids, and we had the Robotech movie that they took film or footage from Megazone 23 for. Omar, while I did not enjoy Bendis's Superman and Action Comics run post-Rebirth, the artwork by Ivan Reyes and Patrick Gleason was great. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Hold on a second.
What?
Wait, no. One thing myself and Omar agree is Ben Omnibus Volume 3 is the best in the series. I know it hurt your soul to type that out, man.
I like the side-eye dog.
Mark Badger. Thank you, Phil Owens. It was Mark
Badger. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
And I mean, I'm sure he did a lot of wonderful stuff, right? I think that ends up happening. You may not like something that this particular artist did, but later on you'll find the same artist. People had issues with Tom Greinberg during the 90s, and I love his art. My PlayAsia order from 8 weeks ago just arrived. Everything is going to be okay.
Loose disc. Oh,
PS4
man.
case rattling loose. Oh, I hate that.
Oh no, that's the worst sound, or when the tabs break off and they're just scratching against it. Oh man.
I saw that 3-0 statue of Mega Man. It looks so good, man. Since Tina is here, I like that G.I. Joe TikTok promising news and a cool figure collection, Omar. Thank you so much.
I'm gonna give a side-eye look here because no.
Omar, there's some awesome covers out there.
Stay tuned for upcoming news on the channel.
Okay.
Just saying.
I don't have any news, man. Curious, what is the most awesome cover to you? To be clear, not the most meaningful or influential, but awesome. X-Men 234. Oh, that's up there for me. Oh my gosh, this is a hard question for me to answer. But if I had to choose, you mean a cover for a particular issue or omnibus or collection? Uncanny 251.
251.
Yeah.
What does that look like?
I'm gonna show you. Wish there was an easier way to pull up on the tab to pull it up here.
Yeah.
It's a Wolverine hanging on the X cross.
Yep.
It's when the Reavers got a hold. I love that cover. It's by Mark Silvestri, who's my favorite artist of all time. Love it. It's so meaningful and just so morbid and good. Omar, please, oh my God, please take the dust jacket off before holding it up like that. The book could slip. You savage. It's a review copy, man. I'll buy another one.
If you're giving it away, you could ruin it for somebody else.
I'm not giving that away. That's my Excalibur. All right, that's good advice, CNS. Yeah. What's up, Huso? How are you, brother? Omar, what are you giving up for Lent? I talked about it a little bit earlier, my fellow Catholic. Dude, meat. Yeah. All the meats. The Dire Straits.
Those guys at ROM really.
Yeah. The Dire Wraiths. Yeah, man. What about you, Mike? What are you giving up, brother? My daughter's giving up chocolate, and then she's like, "Oh shoot, it begins on Valentine's Day," and I'm like,
"Hey, you made that decision. You got it. That's what makes it sticky."
That's what makes it sticky. What? Yeah, Lint. It's so sticky. Omar, is the Tinian Batman? What's up, making sure? I was just talking to Melanie about you. I hadn't seen you in a minute, man. Team Batman run worth it if you're not really into decompressing storylines. Tinian, yeah, I think so, man, because it's got the whole family dynamic there. So one. Absolutely, man.
Tina, what 3 Marvel, DC, or manga books would you have in Evergreen? I don't really read comics as much as I used to. So I
you know the term. You know what the term Evergreen means?
Yes, it means constantly. It stays in print.
Look at you. I had to teach Maddie that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, look,
so
I'll teach you book terms. You could keep teaching me millennial terms like gatekeeping and docs, whatever the heck. I still don't know what docs means, man.
Docs. I would probably say Ranma. Because it's something that brings me joy. And
hey, save it. We're gonna do a video on the Evergreen manga, and you're gonna be on there.
Look. He's like, no, Tina can't say this.
No, you can say Ranma. Sure.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna say Ranma. Let's see.
Oh, you want just the covers? Yeah. What else would you keep? Just out of curiosity.
Oh man.
Dude, 251.
If I'm being selfish,
amazing.
that nothing would sell, it'd be Please Save My Earth. That's not gonna happen because it wouldn't sell at all. I'd be the only one buying that crap.
No Arby's, my brother. No Arby's. Omar, you should give up comics for Lent.
That would be my 3.
I thought about social media, but it's near impossible for me to do that. Like, I mean, unless I really trust
this is your
Taylor.
job.
Well, sometimes he'll have questions, and I'm like, is it cheating if he's sending me the questions from social media that people are asking?
Yeah, it would be cheating.
What do you know?
That would be like eating a meat byproduct.
Are you my
like
priest?
Vienna sausages. That's still meat.
Spam, is it? Any chance? Thank you so much, Brendan Riley, for the super chat, my brother.
Thank you.
Any chance they add the Capuccio Rosenberg cover for the McKay Moon Knight Omnibus, since their amazing art helped define this era for the character? I usually stay out of the cover fights ever since the Thor by JMS debacle, and so I tend not to say my 2 cents on those, but I mean, I can ask why it wasn't chosen. Sure. But thank you for the super chat.
Hey, Omar. Thank you, Ryan, for the super chat. Omar, David puts you in charge for one day. One new classic.
Oh my God.
And
what?
modern line. And continue one existing classic and modern line. What are your 4 books?
Okay, so for one day,
classic,
a new classic line, a new modern line, and continue one classic.
Existing classic and a modern line.
Oh, God bless you. Okay, a new classic. Oh, shoot, they've got so much already. You know what? It would be my all-in-one Nth Man in omnibus format. That's it. Nth Man. It's a Larry Hama story.
Okay.
Phenomenal. Underrated. Nobody talks about that book. I don't think it would sell. David would go broke. Sorry about that, David. That's on me. Let's see. A new modern line. What's a new modern line that hasn't started? They've been doing such a good job of starting. I give my girl, Torun Grombeck, her due. That Valkyrie series. Solid. Get that in omnibus format.
All right. Now, existing classic.
Existing classic. Continuing one. Oh, Alpha Flight Volume 2.
Okay. And a modern line. Existing one.
What's left hanging there that we haven't gotten collected? Oh, Thunderbolts.
Just
finish it out. Yeah, Thunderbolts, that Dark Reign era, the Ellis and Andy Diggle era. Yeah, that era. Is that modern enough? It's a good question,
man. I would say it's modern enough. Says me, who still is like, oh, that was
20 years ago. It was 1980s.
We're getting old. Appleseed does need to be evergreen.
Wait, hold on a second. Let me see what Docs is.
Docs
is the family name of the Brainiac family. Quirrell Docs was Brainiac 5 of the Legion. Thank you so much. That's not what Maddie means. Any news that Marvel will reprint Daredevil Volume 2 Omnibus by Bendis or Garth Ennis Volume 2? Make sure you vote is all I can say. Come back and vote on February 15th. I'll announce how to vote. And if it's your first time doing it, it's a lot of fun. Vote for the books you want. Do not get pressured into voting for books that other people want.
Vote what you want. Don't
even the guy that runs this channel has no power over your vote. Vote for what you want. I understand that, people get frustrated because people vote for the same books, but I also understand the mentality of a collector. If I'm new to collecting something in this particular hobby, I want it now, and I want the book, even though it went out of print last year, or whatever it is, because I collect toys, I collect video games, and if I had the opportunity, and I wish somebody started doing this, to have a say in what gets a reprint from one of these giant robots that has been out of print from Soul of Chogokin for years, Yeah, it's your choice. So
in these types of polls, it's not one person is a monolith.
And it
is the whole sum of your voices.
Yeah, I think you get 5 votes or 3 votes. I can't remember. I'm sorry, but we give Marvel the top 20 out of those. So make sure you vote. Do you know the first book that David Gabriel worked on? Was it a trade paperback or hardcover? I noticed his name was on the credits of New Avengers Omni. Oh, he's been there for a long time. The Omnibus was his idea. The epics were his idea. So he is the brainchild of all that stuff. So if you're a fan of Omnis, if you're a fan of Epic Collection, David Gabriel is the reason why. And let's see, his first book, I know his first omnibus was the Ultimate Spider-Man that they gave to Barnes & Noble to kind of test the waters if big books like that could sell. And then he was like, well, let's see if it sells like in the direct market. So they did Fantastic Four, which is his favorite title. So, and then of course the first epic was Iron Man. Judgment Day and Devil's Reign worth reading. I think every event is worth reading. Yeah. I like Devil's Reign a little more than I did Judgment Day. But Judgment Day was fun. The ending was okay, honestly.
Content suggested. I've never met Oddfell. I actually follow Oddfell on X, as X now, whatever it's formerly known as X.
Formerly known as X?
Twitter?
Twitter?
This is, oh my goodness.
This is why you're not my social media person, Tina.
Oh, I'll say all the wrong things.
Is there an omnibus that has been collected you don't think would have been collected in omnibus format? Is there an omnibus that you don't think would have been without like us or without...
So is there an omnibus that has been collected that they've actually released that you didn't think ever would be collected in omnibus format?
I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Yes, so many. Like what? Squirrel Girl?
Right.
Gwenpool?
Squirrel Girl was pretty popular.
I know it's huge. It's huge with the kids. It's huge with the school and the book market. I get it, but I'm like,
with
what?
The youth?
Yes, so many, man. Like, oh my gosh, Red Hood and the Outlaws? What? DC has absolutes. Marvel has gallery editions. What is the largest gallery edition so far? Is there a limit Marvel places on page count? I believe the largest absolute is Planetary at 880 pages. I think you're right on Planetary. Warlock by Jim Starlin is, I think, the biggest one, if I'm not mistaken, as far as the gallery editions.
We've got to push for vote for Iron Man, vote for Iron Man, Iron Man.
But John, aren't all the Iron Mans in print? It is going to be interesting. Every year is so different. I love looking at the reprint polls. My books never get voted in, and I don't care. Please do not feel like you need to vote for any of the books that I want.
His books are like my Bart's Nightmare.
What? No, Tomb of Dracula is a freaking classic. It's just, I understand.
Somebody out there hates that book.
No, I understand that it's also Tomb of Dracula. It's not Spider-Man. It's not Wolverine Volume 1. These are books people want, and it's up to them to decide. Tomb of Dracula is like me and like 30 other guys we've been pushing for 5 years now.
That's not with when Dracula like basically was making Storm his like...
Well, that's part of the collection later on.
Okay.
Later on. That's in the 3rd volume, I think.
Oh, man.
It is that Dracula.
This is like from when I was like, what, 10 years old?
You were younger.
8?
You were younger.
Like I was reading comics and I remember reading that stuff. That's what I was picking up.
Do you know why Man of Steel took so long to get published? Fans seemed clamoring for it, but it took ages. Roberto Rodriguez, dude, what is up? I haven't seen you in a minute, man. You're one of my favorite people I argue with. PSA, under any circumstances, do not read Judgment Day. Waste of time.
Waste of time.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. You should read it and base the opinion by yourself. I did not like the ending, though.
You did not?
But that's just my opinion. What was the question? Roberto Rodriguez freaking got me all... I didn't even know. What was I talking about, Tina?
Discombobulated. I don't remember.
Was it a super chat? No, he said vote for Iron Man.
Vote for Iron Man.
Tomb of Dracula. Yeah, I understand why people, like, what the heck is Tomb of Dracula? You're in your 20s and you want to get into Marvel Comics. Tomb of Dracula is not anywhere near top of the list of books you want to read.
No, you wouldn't even.
No, if you're an old soul, of course you're. Favorite Batman story? Legacy. Love it. Yeah, Legacy is my favorite. Batman Year 2 is up there. Right. That Gigantic Devil Dinosaur Omni 2. That thing is 8 issues. It's out of print, right? Got your back again, Omar. I'll be voting for Tomb of Dracula. My dude, me, Phil Owens, and 20 other dudes. No. Is there a poll? Oh, here. Is there a poll of series we'd like to see done as epic collections? There's going to be a reprint poll for epics that will be the following week. And we're actually going to do a DC reprint poll. I'm going to send it over to Clark Bull, even though he only talks to me once a year.
You can vote 5, right?
I think it's 5. I can't remember. I'm so sorry. I think it's 5, maybe 3, whatever it was. It's the same we do every year. Roberto Rodriguez is still not from Europe. You remember that SOB. Omar, do you think any future Ben Omnibuses will collect the Gargan Venom or Mech Gargan? Yeah, man. I would think so. Absolutely.
There's a lot of people saying they'd be there with you for Tomb of Dracula.
Yeah, man. There's dozens of us. Dozens of us.
Choco Mars, you go there.
I honestly might sell my Tomb of Dracula series. Was not what I expected. Too much Dr. Sun. Dr. Sun wasn't the best part of that. Is the Deadpool and Cable Omnibus good? It's my favorite Deadpool story. But to each their own. There's a lot of people that like the Joe Kelly run. There's a lot of people that like the Daniel Way run, the Jerry Duggan run. I just love Fabian. To me is Deadpool's voice. Can we put Mexican Gwen Stacy on the list? We're also doing something a little bit different too. We're gonna do your top. We're gonna help Tiger Eyes. We just met with Tiger Eyes this past weekend. I finally got to meet him, not face to face, but face to face, and we're working with him to do most wanted Marvel Omnis and most wanted DC Omnis that you all get to vote for.
Okay.
It's going to be amazing. Like, I can't wait to do those videos. Peter M's going to help me with that, and Taylor Talks Comics is helping me put things together. I want to get into Moon Knight. Oh, sorry, Tina, you read.
No, it's okay. I want to get into Moon Knight, but I want to stay away from the old stuff. What's my starting omnibus, blah, 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 blah. Prefer darker stories. There we go.
Well, that breaks my heart. You don't want to go with the Doug Bench stuff, but that's okay. I get it. It's not for everybody.
What's something darker and newer?
Charlie Houston's run. It's an omnibus format, still available. Yeah. If you want something modern, that's the one, man.
This is one for you, Omar. How do you clean the dust off your shelves?
You get an OCD friend, and every time she comes over, she does.
It's nothing impersonal. I tell people, do not take it personally. I do this to Maddie. I clean dog hair off her stairs. I come over to Omar's, and
she starts dusting.
I start taking my finger and wiping stuff off, but usually
I give her a rag because I'm that type of friend.
Well, a rag for figures, but you really want probably some compressed air. You don't want to smush it into your books. You don't want to, Yeah. So get a can of,
or just don't learn to live with it. It adds to the girth of the book, if you will.
It does not. It adds to the
omni girth.
Omniance.
Is that the right word? Oh my gosh.
Omni girth.
5 votes. Thank you for that. Hermano Omar. Here, let me see, my dude. We're middle-aged men. Our time is very valuable, or at least our awareness of our time is greater than young people. That is so true. This is why I stopped watching really crappy shows. But since this is what I do for a living, I have to read everything.
Well, you watch really crappy shows with riff tracks, or
No, I'm my own riff tracks. I'm funnier than those guys.
That's true. Listening to you and Amanda, like I can't hear the movie for you guys talking.
Why does everybody say that?
Because it's true.
Yeah, I can't. Who is it? My brother has to sit away from us. He's like, I can't deal with this. You gotta get used to it.
Oh my goodness.
Most wanted DC Challenge. Marvel Quest Pro. No one's gonna vote for those, man. Thank you, Marvel Bab.
There are dozens of us that also want
Exiles Omni, but more importantly, a current Scarlet Spider omnibus by Yost and later Ben Reilly. Man, it's gonna be interesting to see what the top 60 most wanted Marvel new omnis will be too. Is there another late 70s, early 80s writer similar to Claremont and Wolfman at that time? Roy Thomas. To me, Thomas. It really depends on your taste, right? Like to me, Roy Thomas was just phenomenal. Really wordy, so you really like to write. Like you have to enjoy reading. But to me, that adds value to my reading experience, learning so many words and but I understand that people don't like repetitiveness. They don't like to be reminded of what's happening in the scene by describing the scene, even though the artist is doing that. We've come a long way since those days, but Roy Thomas is up there for me. I enjoyed so much of his stuff. Like, I don't think up to the caliber of what Claremont did for X-Men or what Marv Wolfman did for Teen Titans, but definitely one.
Ryan Schultz, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Ryan.
David was impressed. You are now I feel like this is like choose your own adventure. David was impressed. Okay. You are in charge for a second day. You need to decide on one new classic and one modern
epic. An epic.
And continue an existing classic and modern epic. What are your 4 books?
Okay, well, he was impressed with the sales of Ant-Man.
He was impressed.
Imp Man, baby.
I was thinking like Imp Man, like the martial arts stuff. That's why I was like, what were you saying?
I think me and 12 other guys, the same guys that are buying Tomb of Dracula, are going to buy Imp Man.
Hey, all right. Have money.
Let's see. Epic Collections. This is a little bit easier because I kind of... All right. Honestly, my answer for the classic line is going to be very similar to that of my Omnibus. I would love to see a Alpha Flight line get started.
Alpha Flight, okay.
Yeah. I think that's very important. But I want them to start with the Bill Mantlo era, too. Or maybe towards the end, because, epics don't start with number one. Not necessarily. They can start whenever. But the things that have never been collected. But I also want it to sell. So maybe you should start with John Byrne. Now I'm thinking like business. Okay. One new modern epic. I mean, come on, man. New Warriors. But New Warriors has been collected in classics. It's been collected in omnibus format. So how about something like Scarlet Spider? Something that's been long out of print. That would be cool. And then you only need a few because it wasn't a long series. And continuing existing classics and a continuing existing modern. Continuing existing modern, I'm really curious. This is just out of my own personal curiosity. How they're going to handle the end of New X-Men. So maybe that New X-Men, I want to see what they do, if it morphs into something, if they're going to continue with the Kyle and Yost era. And as far as like a continuing classic, oh my goodness, Namor Volume 2. Namor Volume 2 is one of my most wanted. I have fallen in love with Gene Colan's artwork, and I want to see more of it during that era. And it's stuff that it's not in omnibus format. It's been collected in Marvel Masterworks, but yeah, it'd be nice.
Omar,
Mensch, yes.
So super excited for Absolute Superman by Geoff Johns and Gary Frank and Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow Deluxe Edition coming out later this year. Going to look so great in large size.
Me too, buddy. Me too. You want wordy? Oh, go read some Roy Thomas. And Dana's right. Doug Mensch is very underrated. I was going to think like people like Jerry Conway is another one that I really enjoyed. But if I had to put like somebody else, Roy Thomas around that era. In Near Condition Morning, Omar, I know what happens in Hawks and Pox X-Men. Can I just jump into Hellions by Zeb Wells? Interested in... Oh, yes. It's in... they do have a crossover with the X of Swords, but their part is so minimal, you don't need to read everything else, unless you really want to. This is a really good question. What's up with the Astro City Omnibus? Now, I can't speak. I can't say what really is going on. All I will say is that they want you to have the best product possible. And they're going way over the amount of quality control that this book needs. So at the end of the day, you're going to have the best possible product and it will come out. And that's all I can say. I can't say what exactly is going on, but that's all I can say about the Astro City book. Now, if you live in Canada, we have a wonderful new sponsor. It is BD Cosmos. BDCosmos.com is a Canadian leader in graphic novels. They have physical storefront in Montreal, Quebec. So if you live there, even better. Website is bdcosmos.com. 25% off your order of 99 Canadian dollars or more. Free shipping everywhere in Canada for every order of 200 Canadian dollars or more. And you tell them Near Mint Condition sent you their way, and you are entered into a monthly $25 gift card raffle. Entries are valid for new and returning customers. Email them, and don't forget to tell them to like put your order together so you have like a bucket or a basket that you can add into your cart so you can wait to get your stuff shipped out after you have $200 or more. All right, Tina, you got to sing this. Melanie's only singing one. BD Cosmos, your Canadian leader in graphic novels.
Right.
Yeah.
You want me to... The very last. Visit their website, bdcosmos.com for more.
Dang, girl, you got some lungs. Okay. Thank you for that. Thank you. The Astro City Omni is listed for this month's previews. It's been delayed till August. At the earliest, I think. Yeah. So, bdcosmos.com.
bdcosmos.com.
Alpha Flight, yes. Namor, yes. Just Inhumans. Inhumans, huh? Where's Melanie, by the way? Melanie is actually at a she's listening to a
professor or
a professional writer talk. And I cannot remember the writer's name.
Heather was asking, my wife was asking me, like, where's Melanie gonna be? And I was like, she's listening to some writer at local university? I have no idea. Some professors. I don't know what she told me.
Obviously, my wife's a better listener than I am because she's told me many a time. Nick Stone. Now, why am I asking you? You don't know either.
I don't know. I have.
Is the Dark Avengers epic the biggest epic? I think it is. Yeah, I think it is. Richard.
Omar, I just checked last year's reprint poll, and there were only 3 omnis not reprinted. All 3 are X-Men, and 2 of them were those
OHCs.
We want it in omni format.
Yep.
Crazy.
No, wait.
Which ones?
Should only be 2, right? Because I just announced Punisher Max by Aaron, so it should only be 2 omnis. What was the third omni that wasn't reprinted? If you don't mind me asking, she's probably listening to Jonathan Hickman, and I'm over here.
It's too bad, so sad. What is the 80s Marvel limited series with all 4 issues having the darkest covers that are not even in the comic, and why is it
Fantastic Four versus X-Men is a good Mephisto versus that series has some dark covers, and none of I remember getting freaked out by a lot of like New Mutants covers when Bill Sienkiewicz was doing them. Oh, this is really important right here, but that's a good question.
Hey, friend of the channel, BJ Kicks Comics, our dope channel, is only 200 subs away from hitting 10K subs. Can we give them a little minty love? So I know we've got 200 out there that can go over, subscribe, like their channel, give them a little support, share that love.
Wow, look at you, Tina. You should be speaking every Saturday. You're so
can
sweet.
Do the announcements.
No, that's awesome, man. I'm so proud of that guy. He's done a lot of interviews. He's done a lot of single issues, comics. He does opening of boxes, unboxing, and he does graphic novel reviews. And he's got a heck of a voice. So go and show him some love. Absolutely love the voice. Tom, how you doing, buddy? Omar, have you been reading the Energon universe? What are your thoughts so far? Loving Transformers. And I have to, here's the thing. Like, I love Transformers Phase 2. That to me is the best. I don't think it's going to get better than
Any
that.
mail today? I'm thinking like mail call like Pee Wee Herman.
No, I didn't have a chance to go to the post office because I'm waiting to drop off the ROM. And when I drop off the ROM for the winners is when I'll get the mail. Drop that ROM off. Hey, guys, smash that like button. Speaking of shout outs, please subscribe if you are not a subscriber. Why are you here if you're not subscribed? Well, some people just trickle in and they want to see what trickle in. Okay. See what your channel's about. Major announcements from Marvel and others on this channel. Look to this guy for more news going forward. I'm gonna be so disappointed. I was in the middle of answering your question, Tina. I'm sorry. What was that? I can't remember. Tom Daly. Yeah, I've been enjoying Transformers. I love Phase 2. Dan Warren Johnson's Transformers is awesome. Joshua Williamson's Duke and Cobra Commander. I read those digitally because Skybound's kind enough to send us digital copies of those, and I was like, well, let's see what these are like. Those are solid, man. But like I said, finally, Canadian Sponsor. We'll check them out. I hope you enjoy them, man. They're really good people. But it's hard to compare, so I had to distance myself from the Transformers universe at IDW. I miss it to this day. And I want to have James Roberts and John Barber on for a retrospect. And John said he's in, and James was like, give me some time. It hurts. It hurts, like, once you've written so much for somebody for so long, and they become a big part of you, right? I mean, Claremont went through the same thing with the X-Men. Omar, give Time Before Time a shot. It's really good. Time Before Time. Oh, the book. I've heard it's really good. I'm like, don't look at me. Why am I looking at you? I'm like, I have no idea. Thank you so much. I love these. I'm thinking of the song like Time After Time or. Never read Transformers or G.I. Joe before, but loving the current Transformers Duke and Cobra Commander series. Yeah, they're doing their own thing. It's it's really good, man. Buenos dias, Omar y Tina. Will you be reviewing the Vinland Saga? Wondering if it's a reprint of the anime. I will be. It actually, my copy got shipped out. It should be here early next week, so I'll be doing it sometime next week. It's a 3-in-1. It's a deluxe edition. It's a beautiful book. It's got the faux leather look to it, just like Berserk Deluxe, just like Hellsing Deluxe, just like Blade of the Immortal Deluxe. And it's a continuing series, so I think volume 5 or 6 has been solicited so far. Not solicited, I'm sorry. Has been added to the catalog, so they are continuing it, even through the delays.
This guy 9947. Thank you so much.
Okay, here's the thank you so much for the super chat. Epic Collection pitches 98 Slingers, that would be an all-in-one. 97's Kazar, that's a good one. Oh, God bless you for saying Maverick. 96 Peter Milligan's Electra, and 97's Alpha Flight. Was that Scott Lobdell with Scott Clark on art? Oh man, Scott Clark was such a good artist. I remember finding his art in the pages of Stormwatch. Died way too young. I think some of his last published work, if I'm not mistaken, was found in the pages of the Brightest Day Omnibus, if you own that. Yeah.
Now Comics, Malibu Comics, Tops Comics, or Defiant Comics.
Adam's Tops though. Like he was this is hard. I'm gonna go with Malibu. Malibu had a lot of great creators. Not a lot of people have heard of them just because, once they were bought out. Unfortunately, no Omnis yet, but I mean, anything's possible. We got CrossGen, we got Godzilla, Rum, Micronauts. Anything's possible now. Has the Trigon cover been revealed? I think they're going to stick to the yellow, and I can't speak of why there's delays, but they are gonna come out. Oh, very important question. This is a very important question. Not that one. Go up a little bit. If only you could read my thoughts.
I know,
Tina.
right? If only I was psychic.
Omar, very important. Where's Amazing Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 6? The last one was released in 2021. Maybe 2025. Maybe. We'll see. Steven Seagal, that's who it was, not Scott Lobdell. Okay. Thank you for that. But it was Scott. It was Scott Clark, right? That he did the artwork.
The three that were not yet printed were Uncanny X-Men 2, X-Men Bishop's Crossing, Executioner's Song Omnibus, and X-Men Extinction Agenda Days of Future Present.
Oh, no, Uncanny X-Men 2 is coming. I announced that one. Yeah. And, dude, I'm so excited for Thundercats. So we got 2 that were not reprint. That's pretty good out of 20. And those 2 are made up. But who knows if they'll ever do it.
Will you be reviewing the new Justice Society hardcover by Geoff Johns and when it gets released?
I think it's released at the end of the month. DC doesn't send me books, so I have to wait until my copy gets here. But yeah, I will be. I'm excited for it. And if you live in Europe and you're interested in picking up big collected editions, check out Walt's Comic Shop. They're based out of Berlin, Germany. They have the cheapest pre-order prices for Marvel and DC big books within the EU. Flat shipping rates of €12 for all EU countries. And emails are answered within 24 hours. And just go over to waltscomicshop.com for more great deals and rare titles. Right now, their books of the month are Something is Killing the Children, Deluxe Edition, Slipcase Book 2 for €47.99. Star Wars Legends, Tales of the Jedi, both covers, €99.99 each. And Absolute Arkham Asylum, the 2024 edition for €69.99. Now, you tell them Near Make Edition sent you their way, you get free shipping on your next order after your first order of over €40 or more.
That's amazing.
And that's Walt's Comic Shop.
Your reliable source for omnis and premium collected editions. Ting.
In Europe. Ting.
Ting.
Where is Bar?
Ting.
That's what's wrong with the chat. I haven't been bugged by Bar yet.
There's no Bar, but you know what? Sometimes when you speak of someone, they do appear. So let's see if we can summon
Candyman?
Bar.
Are you comparing her to Candyman or Bloody Mary?
Yeah, Bloody Mary.
Good morning, everyone. Did you all see the news about gargoyles? Greg Weisman is going to be joining me on the channel when I believe it's going to be. We pushed it to this Wednesday. Let me double check my schedule.
Is it a
at 5 p.m.
crowdsource?
5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He's going to tell me about the books that they're crowdsourcing from Dynamite. Was barred from the chat?
That's a good alliteration.
No wonder it's so peaceful.
Oh, both Bar and Melanie are not here.
Maybe they're the same person. That's going to be a weird twist.
That's absolutely not it.
I will be reviewing Rat Queens. I think it was delayed until next week.
Oh, my wife loves Rat Queens.
My wife loves Rat Queens. I just thought it was okay, but my wife absolutely loves it. Which is why I put it in my top must reads, essential buys, because my wife loves Rat Queens.
But hey, who do I have to threaten to get a Marvel Bruce Johns Incredible Hulk omnibus?
That would be.
I need names and numbers.
Names and okay, you just said names. It doesn't need numbers. I'm not gonna rat anybody out.
I'm adding that in. I was like, no.
I mean that's almost. I mean, it would be an all-in-one. It would be one and done, and that's it. I think that will come. We're getting we finished with the Peter David stuff. I'd love to see some Bill Mantlo collected like Peter David's run. There wouldn't be as many, and Bruce Jones would be a nice gap filler too. That's a good one. You may see that pop up in my list, and I usually send that list to David.
Dynamite right now reminds me of 70s and 80s Marvel with the IP books. That's a good thing.
It's been decades, and I mean absolute decades, since we've had a single publisher, publish both books that are owned by Warner Brothers and Disney. It's not since the days of Dell Comics that has happened. That I don't know how much that means to people, but we haven't seen that in decades. It's insane. And yeah. Hi, Omar and Tina. How many Inhuman Omnis have been previously released?
Pull that off of your head.
Zero. Zero. That's easy. That is easy.
Will Marvel do an Avengers Assemble OHC to finish Aaron's run, since Slott is getting Reckoning War?
Yeah, they are. I assume. I know we have a fifth one that hasn't been solicited yet, but no, it finally did get solicited, so they'll probably finish it out. We'll need one more.
We can finally get the Who Framed Roger Rabbit crossover comic. We've always wanted. Nobody wanted. I haven't wanted that.
My wife would love that.
Oh man, no, she wants a Pee Wee Herman crossover.
What's up, cool bro? Right now I'm reading OG Spider-Man by Stan and Ditko. Now that is awesome. I love those books, brother. Those are good. Stop chanting bar. The iron bars in my ceilings are starting to make disturbing noises. That's hilarious.
Picked up some stray bullets in a cell. How standalone are the story arcs? Will I be best tracking down the early stuff before jumping in part way, or will they be okay without the background?
No, stray bullets is a continuing story. All the characters are connected through crimes and horrible things that happen, right? And there's flashbacks like that tie characters together. Characters die, so you want to read it from the beginning, is what I'm trying to say. Stephen Listen, I like that name. I love comics. He loves comics and likes my channel. That's a plus. Thank you so much.
Stephen Listen.
Have I read any of the Marvel manga books like Deadpool Ninja, Spider-Man Fake Red? And if so, what did you think? They're okay. I've read Deadpool Ninja. My favorite one is the Marvel Cats. They did with Viz Comics, and it's just like the pets, or no, the cat. My daughter and I read that.
That's the one with like this Spider-Man on the cover.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yep. I kind of flipped through that one. That's cute. Maddie won't get off my case about reading the Superman one with Batman, where they go to
Superman
Japan.
Meshi. Yes. Oh, let's do an old reader, new reader. She wants me to read that too. I'm like, I'm not reading. She's like, Omar, Superman's a foodie.
I saw it the other day, and I was like, maybe I might pick it up. And I was like, no, I'm here for specific reasons. I'm not going to pick that up just yet. Oh, hey, thank you, John. What did Marv Wolfman do better on Teen Titans than Claremont's X-Men and vice versa? When you hear Omar's side, he's really deep in thought. He's like, oh, Christ.
That's hard. Oh my God. That is a hard question, because both of them did amazing things.
That hamster is
okay, you know what? I think Claremont, the best thing he did, and it's unfair, right? Because he was 17 years on X-Men, and Wolfman didn't. He left and would come back. I think the evolution of Storm is the best thing that he did. He took a character that was claustrophobic, shy, came from Africa, had this really interesting background, and made her a complete badass. So much so that when she lost her powers, she was not only leading the X-Men, but she also led the Morlocks. Just amazing how you can do that with a character. Unheard of at the time. A black woman leading a team, like in that time in comic books, forget it, man. Nothing came close to that. Wolfman, I think the betrayal. I know. Because I know people are going to be like, what about Dark Phoenix? I get it. But the betrayal in Judas Contract No, that oh my gosh, and how creepy it was for the time. Oh, dude, when you see her smoking and like, and with Deathstroke, oh, I think that was a better betrayal than the Dark Phoenix saga. And I love the Dark Phoenix saga. Yeah. Karen Berger's still with Dark Horse. Yeah, they're still putting out Berger books. That was from the adorable Brent Hobing. Omar, thank you for all the comic vids. I love watching them when I come home from school. They make my day a lot better. Thank you so much, cool bro. Thank you. Omar, other than Carnage and Venom, what other symbiotes do I enjoy? Not the biggest symbiote. Agent Venom, does that count? Agent Venom, he's cool. Shriek. No, I like the new Red Goblin. He's growing on me. It's cool. Storm Powerless Beat Powered Cyclops. Dude, you got no, like, seriously. That kind of character arc and development you don't really see anymore.
I hate Cyclops so bad. I'm sorry. I'm like, he deserves it.
What is wrong with you? Cyclops. Oh,
I know that's Dan's like.
Well, there's my wife. I was right. It was Nick Stone, but they sold out of the book I'm teaching, dear Martin. Gonna ask her if she would like to be interviewed about 2 books about Shuri. Look at my wife.
Hey, Melanie.
Hey, don't forget to tell Nick Stone to smash that like button, baby. Will I ever do a review about Jeremy Adams' Flash? Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of a black woman leading a team, I really want
oh my gosh, my man,
Stern Omnibus. That's one I am voting for in the Tiger Eyes poll.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's so that run is so freaking like amazing. I love that run. John Buscema on art too, with Uncle Raj writing. I missed out on the freaking Conan the Barbarian 4K. I want that box set that comes with both of the movies. I've kind of slowed down with my physical movies because we're getting our back room worked on, and I need that to finish first to see exactly how much room I'm gonna have.
Every time I'm over, I'm asked, when are they getting there? When are they? Because I'm excited.
It's your fault. It's people like you that own 1,000 cats and dogs that are keeping them.
Oh yeah, that's right. They're working kennel stuff.
Yeah,
I forgot. I was like, what does my 1,000 cats have to do?
It's fun watching old live stream with people asking desperately for reprints. Now, knowing many of them eventually happen makes these annual polls even more exciting. Thank you, dude. That means a lot to me. I still remember the feeling of seeing all the feedback after my first announcement of Annihilation and Bendis Daredevil and the Peter David Hulk Omnibus. I remember people were like, who is this guy? And this is before I was wearing a suit. They were like, this is a guy on YouTube. He's got less at the time. I think I had like maybe less. I think it was less than 10,000 subscribers. I can't remember.
That's still like pretty much the
and I don't blame them. I don't blame people. They're like, I'm a nobody. I don't work for Marvel. Like, who's this guy that gets to announce things? Like, and I remember people not believing it, and I get it.
Because there's so much hype out there. There's people who will tell you things that you can't believe.
Yeah. And
don't listen to me.
It's interesting to see what it's like now. It's been amazing. It's been an amazing wild ride, and all the ups and downs, all the freaking stress that comes with it at times. I can't imagine doing anything else. So thank you all. And thank you all that have been with us for so long and still here. Like, that is, that's something that I've seen a lot of YouTubers that have left YouTube talk about, is dead accounts, people that subscribe to you but don't watch you anymore because they're not interested in it, but they don't want to go in and
There's
subscribe.
A lot of names I see,
over the years, a lot of these names,
years over years,
and sometimes they'll come back in, and it's just really awesome. And depending on the video,
like, hey, I missed you. Like, I'm back in. Sometimes you get tired of something and you kind of drift away, and then you come back.
I can imagine people getting tired of it.
No,
I think Melanie needs a break from time to time. That's why she's like, Nick Stone. Yeah, I'll go see him.
That's sad. Hey, Omar, do you think there's a chance Marvel adds Moon Knight, City of the Dead to the Mackay Omnibus? It's only 5 issues and takes place in the middle of the run.
You were talking about the David Proposed story. So at the end of the announcements, I'm going to do a wrap-up video, probably early March, with Peter M. And Taylor, to do a recap of all the books I've announced and the dates. That's the time to come in with questions like that. And yeah, me too, brother. Me too, Perry. I feel I did that hurt. That's the time to come in with questions like that, so I can just write down everything that you all want and ask Marvel. Just because they said no to Jed McKay's Daredevil Man Without Fear added to Chip Zdarsky, or Mark Waid's Spider-Man Family Business added to the Chip Zdarsky Spider-Man Omnibus, I'm going to say probably not, but I don't think it hurts to try. So we're going to try, okay? But just please come back for that video and ask me then. I'm sure other people will too. Okay, Bruce, my man. Thank you so much for the super chat, my brother. Avengers by Aaron OHC would need at least a number 6 and a 7. So we have 5 so far to cover Avengers Assemble Alpha number 1, Avengers 60. I forgot about Avengers Forever. You're right. So we would need 2 more. Oh, I don't know if they'll do that. I mean, I hope so.
You hope.
Yeah.
Omar, I just finished Defenders Volume 2 Omnibus. Felt like it didn't fit its potential because Gerber left early. What's the other pre-onset runs you felt like a creator left just way too early?
So many. I mean, Burn on Superman. Can I just say Burn?
Burn.
Burn on everything. Burn on X-Men. Burn on Alpha Flight. Burn on Hulk.
Changed everything. Would have changed.
Burn on Avengers. Oh yeah, absolutely. Hey there, Minties. Hope everyone is well. Omar, I was wondering, since you have such a library, do you invest in any kind of insurance in case, God forbid, theft or fire? Thanks so much. Yes, actually, I'm going to have my friend Sophia join me for an episode. And
there's been a lot of questions about
her advising people on what the best insurance is for collections.
Yeah, and it never hurts to play detailed too.
Yeah.
Keep a detailed list of what your collections are. Don't just write X-Men book,
So if you go back and watch my videos, the very first tour I ever did on the channel, that's the video I sent my insurance agent, just to have a catalog of things that I've owned.
Mm-hmm. But definitely keep it like on your phone, Word document, something that you can access out in the cloud. Like your inventory, like go over when you add a new title in, add it in, add the price in, because you want to be as specific as possible.
Yeah, and some things are completely impossible to find, right? Mm-hmm. Like if something, God forbid, something happens and you have a limited edition book that's never being reprinted, it's Matthew, my buddy Matthew has some amazing art I want to show here in a second. Who's this guy that likes Batman Year 2 more than 1 and thinks Bats is 6 out of 10? Why are you going to call me out, man? Dude, I've seen some other channels for reviews. You're honest and likable. Oh, thank you, brother. I'm glad you're here. Some other channels come across as Alpha Mel Briggs. What did they call me? A Giga Chad? I'm a Giga Chad. I don't even know what the heck that means, man. I have to look up what Giga Chad means.
You're a good guy. You're a good guy, Omar.
I've been watching your channel for about 5 years now, and I blame you for my huge pile of omnis. Oh, yeah, I'm so sorry. Are they piles or are they on shelves? If they're, I always remind my wife that the difference between a hoarder and a collector is
the panic piles.
The lack of books on the floor are collectors. If you have books on the floor, don't look over there, Tina.
I've got bad news for you guys.
You might be a hoarder.
You might. Do we need to intervene?
No, that would be a funny video. Like you and my friends come over and like, Omar, we need to talk about your problem.
Block his exits, guys. Block his exits.
This channel is definitely one of my comfort channels. Oh, thank you so much, man. X-Men has been awesome to read, but I'm not looking forward to when the art gets very cartoonish. Is it worth reading on? Is everything modern, very childish looking? Are the stories good? I think it depends on the series. I think for the most part, I understand what you're saying about the art. The art seems to be this defined look now that I always compare it to like Stuart Eminem. And I like this art though. Like Pepe Larraz, RB Silva. Oh my gosh, almost said Pepe Silva. I love Always Sunny. RB Silva and Mahmoud Asrar. They have a very similar style, but you have to like it. And that's what's hot now, right? Remember in the 90s, everybody wanted to be Jim Lee. Everybody wanted to be Rob Liefeld. So you had those, what we called clones. And oh my gosh. And then you have people like Travis Charest, who started as a Jim Lee clone. And the things he's doing now are just rare and hardly ever does them. But they're just amazing. Like surpass the levels that Jim Lee was even doing then. And, I think in time these artists develop their own styles, and I really like Pepe Larraz
and
now.
Your taste of art changes too as you grow. So it might be something that you grow on, or something that you super enjoy later on, but you're just not into it now. And a story will make you forgive art sometimes.
I forgot about Spider-Man. I didn't say burn on Spider-Man for a reason. That was awful. Yeah, people complaining now about Nick Spencer's run, or what's his name, Zeb Wells. I'm like, y'all remember the actor? Never mind. I'm like, the stories, I think, ups and downs. Some of the stories are great. I love Immortal X-Men. I love X-Men Red. Those have been awesome. I love Size Barrier on Legion of X. I didn't realize Byrne had left so many Marvel books until Omar told me the other. Oh yeah, he don't leave on good terms. The Byrne's like, I'm out. Dang bridges.
Burn bridges.
Your annual tour for insurance? No, that's too long for Sophia. Can you scare Omar more often?
I will try.
This is the Venom official right here, but he's what's that dude's name from Demon Slayer? Not Deku.
No. Oh man,
Toshigi. Toshigi?
No, it's not Toshigi.
To the books.
You put me on the spot. Now I'm gonna be like,
this is what you get for looking at my freaking piles of books on the floor.
Doom piles over there, okay?
Okay, wait. Omar, how about Omni's on top of comic book? Are they on the floor, Edwin? They're not on the floor. You pass.
If they're on the shelf and you stashed them in like I do because I have a small space to, you're fine. On the floor Doom piles like I'm looking at over here. That's bad.
I need an intern. I'm gonna fly Dom over here so he can come clean my house.
I mean, I could just move the piles over.
Dom's gonna be moving boxes. He's like, I didn't know this is what you meant by an intern.
We're gonna have to.
I have two stacks besides my nightstand because of the shelves.
Melanie would help you, but then she'd put it somewhere, and you'd be like, "Don't put it there."
Earl Smith, how are you? Both of you, Omar. Your trigger word is Alf, and forever will be. Who's this beauty? I am the Uncanny Omar.
I'm Tina. TikTok Tina.
I think he was talking about me though.
No, absolutely.
He said not. Beauty.
Beauty?
Yes.
No,
absolutely. Oh, wow. I'll get to work on that. Thanks, folks. I'll be on the lookout for the video on it, too. My collection is really growing between Omni, CGCs, and trades. Yeah, man. It never hurt. It's a peace of mind, right? It's one of those things that you sleep easier. Sure, things happen all the time, and these are just things in the end, right?
Yes.
But it's better to be safe than sorry. I've been trying to help him for years. I will take some of his burden. I like who said, yeah, Josh, I'm going to send you 2 copies of Bang that I've got signed by the author and writer. Author and artist.
Didn't you get like 14 volumes of signed?
I'm going to send you a copy of Trouble. Thanks to Bruce. God bless you, Bruce. I'm going to send you some empty boxes that Tina keeps looking at on the floor here.
There is like recycle. He recycles though.
Do you know if we'll see a gallery print of the gray Hulk and white Captain America? Yeah. Captain America. Yeah, Captain America White and Red Hulk are coming out in gallery editions. Yeah, and hopefully the other one that isn't a color, but it's the Gambit and Wolverine Victims, but they could relabel it as Gambit and Wolverine by Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale. I found your main condition as I wanted to know the lore of IDW Transformers 1 and fell in love with the channel. Mil gracias, hermano. Is that how you found me? I always like asking people how they found my video. Yeah. I know this is a random question, but I've noticed it seems like a lot of people who enjoy comics also tend to be wrestling fans. It's pretty cool. Oh, dude, I grew up in Kentucky, Alex.
Wrestling was right after Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah, I didn't like wrestling, but I loved wrestling, baby. Yeah. That's what we call it here in the state of Kentucky.
Massive wrestling.
I saw. I was just talking to Bunkmaster B about this because he's a big wrestling fan. He has an amazing channel too. You should check out. But I haven't watched wrestling in years, but I love I even like Glow. I loved Glow, dude. Glow, yeah. And Ric Flair, Ricky the Dragon, Steamboat. Those were my dudes, man. Omar, can we see your full? What was that?
Your shirt? Can we see?
Oh, it's Fifth Grade. It's the Dr. Wily's castle. What if you don't have enough shelves? Put them on chairs. Get them off the floor.
I read that question as, what do you not have the most on your? What do you want to collect? Okay.
What?
My brain's doing this thing. What do you want to collect that you feel like you don't have enough on your shelves? Does that make sense?
Valiant. There's so much Valiant.
Comics.
I only have a few things they've sent me, but oh my God, I've wanted that Valiant collection. I've met with them once and I hope to meet with them again. They have some really cool coming out. And I hope I get to announce it. Hello, Omartina, missing Melanie already. You're missing Melanie? She's in line right now talking to Nick Stone.
Manga tour. People keep asking for a manga tour.
Yeah, that will come
eventually.
It will come this year. How about that? I'll make that promise. If full shelves are your problem, then more shelves are the solution.
Well, and then there's more space. You moved into this big house, and I was amazed how quickly you filled it up, because this is twice the size of your last downstairs basement space. It is. It feels like
last downstairs was that big.
Yeah, but you have an extra room here for all the other stuff you've got.
Maybe I need a geek eye for the geek guy. You do have
a spare bedroom up there. Is it going to slowly encroach in other areas?
Trying not to do that.
I've noticed that's what you guys said, but then I noticed like Ghibli prints appearing.
I'm gonna snap your neck. You're all about calling me out today. What is your problem?
Hey, I am not somebody, when you walk in my house, it does not look like a normal person lives there. It is immediately like, this is a nerd. This is
when a normal person walks upstairs. They see normal people.
They see normal people. We are normal people, but I'm saying like you
are far from normal, dude. What are you talking about? Hello, Omar. What's up, 7 Apollo? Hope your morning is going well. Just had a question. Do you think Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 2 or Spider-Man No More Epic Collections will get a reprint? Spider-Man, I think, honestly, Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 2 and Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 2 more than likely will be in the top 20 this year, just because I've seen so many people ask for those. So make sure you vote. And the vote starts on February 15th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to do it live, baby. We're doing it live.
I think you're, today on this episode of Hoarder Omar, I think his name should be like Omni Hoarder Man.
What is wrong with you? I have a reputation.
It's good.
Omar, I've been watching your channel for at least 8 years and love your content, buddy. I love you, bud. Kenny's a good guy. It's probably the most knowledgeable dude about Superman. I have to buy a new shelf because I'm running out of space, but that's money that I could use on Omnis. Now that's logic. I feel
like this is a management game, and you guys are just like, okay, I can add a shelf, and then
you've seen the meme about the guy holding up his underwear with holes, and then he's instead buying video games.
No, I feel that because I'm that, like, Heather's like, oh, you need new clothes. I'm like, do not get me clothes. Buy me this instead.
Buy me this rare limited edition vinyl.
I will wear my clothes. I don't care about shoes or anything. Give me.
I'm a married man. I'll wear the same shirt and I don't need to impress anybody.
Thank you for joining us today. Gotta head out. Omar and Tina, thanks for the stream today. Love you guys at Near Mint. Thanks for all the hard work you all do. Always fun, uplifting, and informative. Take care and enjoy the weekend.
Bye, buddy. Thank you so much for being here.
Fun. No.
Oh, that's a good one. The Havoc and Wolverine Meltdown. That beautiful artwork, man. That would be a good one.
My money if it ever happens.
The Rock just came back for WrestleMania 40. What? Wrestling? Heck yeah! I knew Warren. Warren's from Kentucky. That's what we call it, baby. Wrestling. I saw.
Me and my friends used to clothesline each other.
I've only been to a couple of them, and then what was it when WWF became WWE because of the animals, the World Wrestling Farm? What's the WWF thing?
I have no idea.
Yeah, they had to change the name, and then NWO. When is the reprint poll? Are the flood loose losses? I'm gonna need to start my campaign for McFarlane, Michelini, AMS, Wolvie Volume 1, and Jim Lee X-Men Volume 1. It's interesting how things just keep coming back, right? 3 years ago, I think those were the ones that were some of the most wanted, and now it's like it's happening again. And I'm all here for it because I'm always interested to see how time just changes things, how people want different things, and then the same thing every few years. But that Uncanny one by Claremont and Lee, that one, I remember people were like, "Oh my gosh, they overprinted this," and now it's at Ollie's. And I'm like, oh, just give it a couple of years. You can buy them at Ollie's, and then when they go out of print, you can sell them. It's things come
Dark Tower, like they were practically giving that away, and now you can't find it anywhere.
Mm-hmm. It comes in cycles, and I find that stuff really interesting to see, like what people want, and and vote for the same things every few years. I know sometimes like the old guard gets upset and they're like, we should get new things. Yeah, but it's really up to the people, right? And besides, it helps Marvel realize what's needed. By the way, Matthew Maggie is an amazing artist that everybody should be. Yeah, I was a Hulk Hogan fan, man. That's why I call you brother. Oh yeah, but I was actually like super Macho Man, Randy Savage.
The Undertaker was always my favorite.
Of course you would. Stopping by during my break at work. Love you guys. Much love back to you, Josh. So Matthew Mangy, who was just in the chat, is an amazing artist, and he's done some stuff that I wanted to share with people today. I asked him ahead of time. Attitude Era was my poop. Power to the people, quote Omar. Let me show you some Matthew Mangy art that everybody should go and follow. He's doing some concept art and designs for now RPGs. I remember this is the gentleman that sent us art to donated art, and now he's just blown up. And I told him one day I was going to see his name on some books and some video games or RPGs, and sure enough, he's actually doing things. Like living the dream, man. This is so cool, dude.
That's amazing. That's going to be
great artist
cosplays.
Too. That's look at that armor.
That's detailed.
So go and follow him. He's on Twitter and Instagram. Yeah, Matthew's a brilliant artist. I did find interesting now that there's no Iron Man movies. People seem more interested in those omnis. The market is strange. That is, the market's always like weird,
fluctuating.
Right?
Like something comes out, and then a year, 2 years later, that's when they want something. It's
you always have new people collecting the hobby, and they want the same thing that everybody else has.
If you're an older collector and you're talking, this book is amazing. I always love this book. I'm glad to have it on my shelf. It's been out of print for 5 years. You're telling that to a new collector. The new collector is going to be like, well, I want that book too.
Yeah.
Why can't I get that book? So these reprints are important for the new guys, even though the old guys may already have it.
Hey, who are you calling old guys? Hey,
you got some gray there.
I've got lots of gray. Like all I got to do is do this. People are like, man, you need a what was it? What am I? Where's my buddy? My buddy Kingsport Cal. He's like, hey man, you need to dye that beard. I'm like, I don't dye my beard. It's all the grays are down here. It's just I'm looking out that the black covers the grays a little bit more.
Yeah, but
why are omni variants covers usually way cooler than the standards? I don't know. There are some really cool standards. I like the standard edition of Godzilla Omnibus that's coming out more than I do the direct market. So it really maybe it has to do. The cool factor has to do with it harder to get. And they're not available everywhere. Rocky, thank you for reminding people. Can everybody smash that like button? My man. Thank you, Rocky. Probably because they're not available everywhere and harder to find. Of course, Matthew, you deserve it, dude. You're an amazing artist. I've said that for you. Josh is here. I give him a lot of crap, but he's an amazing creator. People have cash and want to upgrade things.
Yeah.
What was he talking about?
The book. So you want to upgrade, if you got something trade, or if you got something, we're
not old guys. We're the old guard. Tina.
Old guard. Yeah. Oh, that's what you call yourselves. That's sweet.
You freaking millennials label yourselves all the time. I'm an elder millennial.
I'm an Oregon Trail.
I'm a DuckTales generation. I'm like, shut up. DuckTales generation. I love that you don't want to be a millennial so bad. You give yourself subcategories.
I like being a millennial. I just have, as an older millennial, I have.
There you go. You're an older millennial.
I'll be turning 42 this year.
You're just jealous of my Gen X.
No, absolutely not.
Gen X, baby? Who would not want to? Jubilee was part of Gen X.
See, and that's the thing. I remember telling my sister when I was little, I was like, yeah, I'm part of Gen X, Generation X. And she's like, you're not Gen X.
We're such an elitist group. You can't be Gen X. You were born in 1981
and I'm
or
like,
82. 82
fine.
was the cutoff, right? I remember my brother was so freaking like upset when he found out that he wasn't a Gen X.
Don't worry, man. Age like wine and being an old guy is not that bad.
It's not that bad.
Your body starts falling apart.
I will say sometimes when I wake up and I ain't worked out and my back hurts for no reason, I'm like, oh yeah. I'm in my 40s. That's right.
I make noises when I pick things up these days.
Oh yeah, we call. I was calling out my friend Rob. We hung out with him on Thursday, and he went to pick a coin up, and he went, "Ugh." And I was like,
it's just involuntary. It's not actually hurting anything. It's just they call it dad noises.
We call it dad noises. Yeah. It's Hey, Matt, we go like when I went camping with my
do
friends. I'm like,
noises.
Matt, can you hand me a beer? I got you, buddy. It's like your page is stretching to get me a beer, man.
Bruce.
Thank you, Bruce. To be totally selfish, I wish Marvel would just put out a lot more continuing volumes other than new stuff for a year instead of reprints, since I already own everything. Smoking like the old guard, Bruce. Smoking like the old guard, my friend. Thank you for the super chat. Gen X has a mutant book named after us. Tina.
There is?
There's no X-millennials. We call them Children of the Atom, and you read that series. That was bad.
I ask him all the time. He doesn't necessarily tell me, or he just wait and see like everybody else.
What's coming up? Let's see. So tomorrow is an announcement video. It's got 2 books in there.
Look forward to that.
If you have Patreon, it's going to be on Patreon today. There's also my top 10 picks for the month of February. Monday is the overview of Thunderbolts. Red.
Look forward to that too.
And the artist edition of Walter Simonson's Fantastic Four. It's beautiful. Tuesday,
I love artist editions.
You do, oh, they're expensive, but they're so beautiful.
So
and big
that one's
too.
this Tuesday?
Mm-hmm. Wednesday is, I'm sorry, Tuesday. No, that one's Monday. Sorry.
Monday.
Tuesday is the weekly overview of Marvel trades. To kind of give you an idea of what that looks like, it's these books right here. Because they're on my reading stack.
But on his desk this time.
This is my reading stack.
That's your reading? That's not bad. That is less than what I saw last time I was here.
Have you seen how many pages this book has?
I read Invincible Omnibus 1 and 2 in one day, Omar. It's okay.
I know you are not. Kids. This is not a pissing contest.
It's not a pissing contest.
I had to freaking. Anyway. Back to what I was saying.
If Wednesday, you enjoy something, you read it fast.
Wednesday at 5 p.m. I'm Eastern time. I'm interviewing Greg Weisman. In the morning, I'm doing I think it's going to be the Valiant books or the Titan books. Thursday will be the Epic collection from November, December, and January. And that's November 2024. We haven't announced those books yet. Those are the new epics, including some things they added to August. And then Friday will be my either Valiant or Titan books. But thank you so much for asking, dude. Thank you so much for the super chat. I thought you were leaving. Hey, Mr. Omar. Hey, I like that. I'm gonna make you start calling. I'm gonna make you call me Mr. Omar from now on. I like that.
For some reason, that sounds gross to me. Mr. Omar. Hey, Mr. Omar.
What kind of weird issues do you have?
I don't know.
Okay.
I have no idea.
That's about respect, not weird, creepy.
Mr. Omar? Mr. V, maybe.
Oh, I like Mr. V too. Go ahead.
Mr. V, go ahead. Hey, Omar. Did Busiak? Is it Busiak?
Music.
Music. Okay, gotcha. Like music. Perez Avengers Omni Volume 2 get postponed. It was in the Solus video from January, but it wasn't in the previews or last Solus.
Give me 1 second. I can answer it. I think I answered this the last time. Where did I put that list? Give me. Oh! I actually have the list somewhere. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
He has so many tabs open, guys. I'm sorry.
This is awful. This is awful.
This is another Gen
X
thing. Let me close that up.
This is another Gen X thing? What are you talking about, man?
All those tabs.
How do people not work without tabs?
My wife is younger than me. She is a millennial, and she has so many Gen X things. I grab her phone, and I'm like, oh my God, honey, you have 100 tabs open on your phone. Let me close these.
Oh, I know what to do. Give me 1 second. Tina, you're looking at lists that you should not be looking at. Okay.
I don't know any of this, guys. Do not ask me.
September. It's been delayed until September of 2024. So that should be up in the cat. I don't know if it's been canceled. It hasn't been canceled. It just may be resolicited, Josh. But it is coming out in September.
What does resolicited mean?
Where they take it out of the solicitations and they resolicit it for a later date.
Okay, so
sometimes when they do that, they may the place, depending on where you order it from, may cancel your order.
Yeah.
But most of the time they let it just slide into the new order.
Gotcha.
If it's the same price. If they update the price, that could be a problem and they have to cancel your order. Or unless it's Amazon, then you're just locked in. Tina got more issues than a magazine stand. She does that.
That's great. I'm gonna flip that in my Rolodex. Tell people you got more issues than a magazine stand.
Back in my Gen X days, I had to read my Omnis using Morse code. Omar, probably. What? Please, Omar, not another epic. It will be epic, Phil. I promise. I don't think there's a Deadpool book in there, but I don't think there's any Venom, buddy. I think you're gonna be safe this time.
Welcome back, Robert. I'm an old guy at 67 years young. Quit buying in 78, started again 8 years ago. Now I have 1,000 collected books, omnis, epics, trade paperbacks, and about 30 essentials.
That's amazing. Burn those essentials, Robert. The black and white phone books.
I mean, it's just saying, like, as you're younger, you don't have that much disposable income. As you get older, you have more disposable income.
It's not fair, because then your eyesight starts going, and you're like, you're reading books like this and refuse to wear your readers.
I take off my glasses now. I've got these are progressive. They're
progressive. I love that we call them progressive now, or instead of readers or bifocals.
Well, readers or cheaters are completely different.
Oh, my bad. I forgot you're an eye doctor thing.
A thing.
Doctor
I'm
Who
not an
versus
eye
Bill and
doctor.
Ted.
I work in
Doctor Who.
optometry.
There's my girl. Happy Saturday, everybody. What's up, Bar?
Bar, we summoned you.
About time you woke up. Sorry I missed the stream. I was spending some quality time with my little sister binging Percy Jackson.
Nice.
Like the books? Y'all call. We did try to call you. Thank you, Omar. I'm literally crying with happiness. I'm so glad. But Phil is such a good guy. He watches all my videos. He's not into the same things that, a lot of my co-hosts are, like manga or like modern books. But he watches them. And dude, he watches them with great. Like he watches the announcements videos, and I thought like he hates Venom and all the symbiotes. And we had like 5 or 6 Venom books we announced that are like the 16.
He's like, oh.
And he's like, oh my gosh, I hate my life so much.
He's like, I'm falling out.
But he's a good guy. Still smashes that like button. The TV show. Oh, gotcha. There's a TV show, Percy Jackson? I hate that my eyes are going. It's so stupid. Make up your mind. I'm nearsighted or farsighted. Don't give me both.
Yeah, unfortunately, you lose.
So it's a fight that in your 40s you start to lose, right? But you lose
your close up, you lose your distance. Your intermediate is pretty good, but then that starts going, and then they try to correct for it. So they've got to pull from your close up to give to your distance, or vice versa. They should just print books in large print for you guys that are really
Stop. So what do you mean you guys?
They do make.
Why do you think I like absolute editions and omnis? They're oversized. Now people know the truth.
The artist editions that are big. You're like, finally, I can read the comic.
But you know what? Like, I'm sure it beats the alternative, right? Aging beats the alternative. And
absolutely.
And definitely keep buying and doing the things that made you happy and remind you of your youth. I like that.
Carnage Gate.
Carnage Gate. It's a good question.
Omar, what is your favorite Fantagraphics comics?
Oh my goodness. The Duck Comics by Don Rosa. That library has been amazing. The Charles Schultz Peanuts, every one of them. I like this comic called The End. It's beautiful. It's about life and losing somebody you love, about grieving and the process of grieving. It moved me, like shook me at the core, just thinking, because unfortunately that with the older you get, it happens, right? And unfortunately some people lose.
Unfortunately, we've lost viewers here that I think about. Yeah.
In the youth, right? Like in your youth, you lose people too. I'm not saying it's just exclusive to older people, but the older you get, the more you lose instead of gaining. And that one was good. That's one of my favorites. It's a beautiful, beautiful book. So yeah, those are some of my favorites.
Do you have a favorite era in comics personally?
Oh,
love the 80s stuff.
I mean, I'm a child of the 80s. Born in the 70s, child of the 80s. Yeah. 80s. No, I think that usually it will be the answer with everything, right? Like no matter what, like the best era of video games,
when
the
you
best
have
era.
Cognizant of thought, like whatever decade you were born on, it's probably going to be the next. So when you're 10 and up, so like for me, 90s, the 90s X-Men are forever going to be my favorite.
They ain't no bout back.
I'm trapped there. I can't get out of it. I tried to read what was it?
House of Powers of X?
No, what was it? I was reading the other day, and I was like, I just can't get over it. They're in the tree, Krakoa.
That's the House of Powers of X.
Okay, is it okay? And I was like, I just can't get over. I can't get over the art. I can't get over what's going on. I'm trying to jump back in, and every time I try to jump back in, I'm just like, it's just not the same.
It'll never be the same.
It won't. And then we're searching.
You can't. I mean, there is a truth to that. You can never go back home.
You can never go back home.
And this is what I also like to remind people: your childhood will forever be your best era. And there are new people that are getting into comics now, and this is their childhood. And that's why I don't crap on this stuff that's coming out now, because I know and I respect everybody's opinion. There are people that are like, "Oh, this new modern stuff is just garbage." But to a lot of people, a lot of the kids, this is
their
their golden age,
yeah.
right? And they're loving it. And I am envious of that energy that comes with reading and discovering something new.
And that's amazing. Like, foster that growth. We want to welcome people into the community. We want to share what we loved with them, and we want new eyes on we want this to grow.
What is this we stuff? You call me out for having books on the floor. You elitist.
I did, because it's fun to make fun of you. It's great. You're a friend, so it's all in good fun. But I was thinking about that the other day. Like, when did my now become a then? At what point in time did my living in the presence, me being now, suddenly change to being then? That's why I look for back.
I realized I was getting old. It wasn't something physically happening to my body or my eyesight or anything like that, or my kids growing. This is going to sound so dorky, but I realized I was old when I realized the death of Jean Grey during the Dark Phoenix saga, until she came back in the pages of Avengers and X Factor, was a shorter time span than when she died in the pages of New X-Men to the time that she returned in Phoenix.
So you realized your age.
Like, that was a longer time that she'd been dead, even though it felt like this, and I'm not exaggerating, it felt like that, than the time when I was a kid, she was dead already, and that seemed like forever. And I was like, oh, I think that's what getting older feels like. Like, that time just flew like that.
Yeah.
And she'd been dead a longer time than she was when I was a kid. Omar, I've been told calling DC new compendiums little thickies is inappropriate. What do I say instead to sound cool? Little thickies. I like that. Thank you for the super chat. I like that. Jack Ferry, are you from 1975? No, 74, sorry. How dare I? 75 was a giant size. Well, happy birthday, man.
You gotta help me on these super stickers.
That's Elon. He's a very classy name.
I know, but I know that.
Oh, and he'll have a question after.
Okay,
that. That's what Bar does.
Gotcha.
Omar, I'll let you read this.
Omar, my marmalade sandwich, honey bun. Tell Melanie that I love her turquoise glasses.
Elon? Is your eyesight going back? Yeah, or do all white women look alike to you too? That's always my excuse.
I remember that Saturday Night Live with like Jackie Chan, and then they did that to, what was it? Sylvester Stallone. They're like, where they're
I don't
like,
remember
you
this.
guys all look like, and then it's like they're playing on. Anyways. After your time, I
will text Melanie. She's gonna be so confused. It's like, what? I don't have turquoise glasses. But thank you for the super chat. Super sick of my brother. Born in the 90s, but 70s era is my favorite. And then there are people that have old souls, right? They appreciate that era.
Well, I think like sometimes you go through a phase. Like, I went through a Beatles phase. Like, you go back before you were born, and you're like, this is kind of cool.
Hey, Gary, how are you doing? Another great show, guys. Enjoy being here live for a change. Love the May preview show this week, by the way. Is Curtis still fixing his tire? No, luckily he got it fixed, and he's doing better. And I actually have a couple of things to say about live streams. So on Thursday, February 15th, we're doing the Evergreen chat, or not the Evergreen chat, I'm sorry. At 1 p.m., we're doing the kickoff of the reprint poll. So join us for that if you want, or just check out the list. That'll be available as soon as that video goes live. And
you need to add that to your calendar.
Thank you. And then on the 22nd at 6 p.m. is when we're doing the DC Omni's Evergreen list.
Add that to your calendar.
Okay, boss. I have compiled a list of wonderful panelists that will be joining me. And then on February 28th at 11:30 a.m., this is Dom of X's idea. He wants to join me to do the solicits for Dark Horse, Image Comics, IDW, Titan, and Boom. Because I do them for Marvel and I do them for DC, and he's like, "Hey man, it's time you do them for the lesser known." And I was like, "Okay." But if you put it together, and he already puts it together for comicreleases.com, so he's gonna join me for that. And that was his idea. Elon stealing my whole brand. That was your brand, Bar. What happened? Elon must have Gen X eyesight. Hey, man, quit talking about the Gen X eyes. We got the best eyes. We can still read and see far away. We just need
for now.
We need shut up. 90s gave us Marvels, Jeff Smith's Bone, Mort the Dead Teenager. It's not all bad. No, it's not. 90s gets all put together. I hate when that happens. Like there were some good stuff in there. Just like I'm sure this era, this era is going to be like, well, yeah, I've heard like nothing but trash, but there's some good stuff that's been coming out.
I was thinking about it at Goth. I used to go to a Goth bar, and like they'd be like, oh, all these dang baby bats around, which are like getting into the like
baby bats.
Baby bats is what we were called. And I was like, honey, I'm like in my mid-20s. I've been in it since I was a teen. But like, you don't want to gatekeep. You want to welcome people in. Welcome people in.
I know what gatekeeping means because Maddie called me once. She told me what it meant. The main difference between older comics and new is we don't have the narration anymore. Characters talk more now instead. Yeah, and that has changed, right? That has come through time. Man, I love those group shows like Evergreen Solicitations. Feel good entertainment for me. Oh, thank you. We have a blast. And DC doesn't publish Phoenix. We're safe. I'm still gonna vote for Uncanny One. I felt old a few years back when I realized we are farther away from when Marty McFly. Oh, this hurts.
Yeah.
Went back in time in 1985 than he was from when he ended up in 1955. You're right.
Yeah.
Do you plan to bring back Where to Start comic book characters? It's a lot of work, a lot of rereading. I'm bringing back the reading orders with Transformers 3, and I'm a little bit of the way done. I'm more than halfway done. But yeah, I think if enough people take an interest in it, if you all enjoy those, I would be happy to bring those back because it's about what you all want. I am fairly new to comic book reader, but have a friend that's been collecting since he was a kid, and I really enjoy the older runs that he recommends. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. And that's what's important, right? Like that you enjoy them. Just like James, I have to remind James that as long as you like Love and Rockets, that's all that's important. Doesn't matter what I think. Absolute Tina is a question for you from Bart. She has a super sticker.
Have you read Poison Ivy? I've seen your Goodreads, so I think you like it. It's a better way of spending your time than being in the presence of Omar. I have not read it.
I said, my girl, what is wrong with you, man?
I have not read it. Omar, do you own it?
I don't own it.
Oh.
I
was going to say I will just borrow it from the library of Omar, but...
I will tell you, like anything that Bar recommends, I usually put like at the bottom of the list.
Is it on the floor?
It's not even on the floor. It didn't even make it that far. 90s kids are so radical.
No.
5 minutes left.
I didn't even realize it flew.
It flies when you're having fun.
Another 2 hours of my life gone.
Okay, let's not talk about it like that.
No, it's
another 2 hours of your life well spent.
Well spent with friends.
That's right.
Yeah. Are you excited for the X-Men 97 comic? I actually am.
What about the show? Are you excited for the show? The show premieres, I think, in March.
They have a show?
Yeah, they're bringing it back. It's going to be like season 6 of the
animated. Yeah. Actually, I did hear about that.
Now, of course, some of the voice actors, like the gentleman that voiced Apocalypse and Cyclops,
some of them are gone.
The guy that actually says next time on X-Men, he passed away, and Magneto's voice actor passed away.
Yeah,
we lost a lot of people.
It'll be interesting.
I'm curious how the animation's going to be. That's my biggest thing. Like, I'm curious. On physical media, I ordered deep discount. I haven't been the deep discount in years. Blu-ray disc, Batman 66, Wonder Woman 70s, Flash 1990s, plus CW's Flash Season 9 and Titans. Dude, I'm not lying. Kenny is a freaking DC beast. He loves DC. Happy Saturday, Minties. I've been loving the live streams lately. Marvel Omni Evergreen stream was the greatest of all time. I agree. That was a lot of fun. None of my books made it in, but I think it's all in good fun. And I think that's why, and it's like, hanging out with friends, and I've come to love those people. And I hope it shows, at least maybe it's my wishful thinking, that there can be a difference of opinion in groups. And at the end of the day, you're still friends. And that doesn't just have to stay with comics. People just be kind to each other. You can bust your balls all you want to, or mine, and but it's all in good fun. And I think what's important is that we still get along. And they're damn wrong about the Uncanny X-Men Volume 1 not being evergreen, though. So I take it back everything I said. The opposite of gatekeeper is an innkeeper.
I've never
which
heard
is
of
what
that.
I'm. Josh, quit coming up with
which is what Omar
words.
is welcoming and making sure everyone is good. I would say Omar is a bartender.
But bartender?
Yeah. So like you're very good at listening, helping people, giving advice to people. and just making them feel welcome, and also
funny, good looking,
witty,
not smart,
witty.
Super handsome, sexy.
He has a recall. I will say he has a lot of recall. I've got to think about it. Don't put me on the spot, but recall is good.
It's 10 things about me. Please tell me more about myself, Tina.
I'm gonna stop because I'm just inviting your ego. Where's Melanie? She can like take you down on a peg.
No, she could. Okay, Tina. Oh, yeah. Who, in your opinion, is Marvel's sexiest mutant? Please say Maggot.
Maggot? Who's Maggot?
Or Marrow, the bony girl.
No, for me.
Yeah, who's the sexiest mutant? Tina?
Nightcrawler.
He is a fuzzy elf. You freaking furry.
I like. I don't know why, but like.
Is it the tell? It's the
mein Liebchen, like just the little like endearing like words when he would like call Kitty and stuff.
German is such a beautiful language. You're right.
I took some German. I know a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ich weiß nicht. I don't.
Really surprised because not a chick.
No, it's not a chick, which is surprising. Like, but like 2D men are different than like actual men, so it's okay.
Okay, this is an eye opener. What?
Yeah, I loved Nightcrawler. I fell in love with Nightcrawler. If I went
Emma
for
Frost?
women, no, if it was a woman, Rogue.
Oh, Rogue all day,
absolutely every day.
And Humble. Let's not forget Humble. That's right. That's 11 things. I am very humble. 11 things.
Okay.
I'm still tripping over Nightcrawler. Really?
Yeah, just because. So it wasn't necessarily like he was sexy and stuff in a way that
was the question.
Endearing and sweet.
So like, that's sexy.
That is sexy to me. Is somebody who is very caring, who thinks about their teammates,
but visually also sexy.
Yeah.
Dang. Okay.
I'm sorry, guys. Now Rogue. Yeah, that swimsuit edition of Rogue, like she was on like
Savage Land Rogue
closet.
Storm though, Savage Land Storm. Oh my gosh, that made me a man.
Because we can say like, oh, lustful, but this is like sexy or
who's Maggot canceled. We've been on Omar and Jess. I'm doing Raw for years. Oh, John.
80s hairstyle.
The mohawk.
The mohawk, like that one was pretty sexy.
Yeah. Oh, what's up, hip hop? Oh, yeah. Okay, so Hamza was also talking about this. Tashin has a ridiculous sale right now. Order books of Leonardo da Vinci and Salvador Dali's. Tina, what's that French word right there?
I'm sorry. Leonardo da Vinci,
Salvador
Dali's. I don't know.
To be honest,
it looks
so
like
many of today's comics artists compete with the greatest of yesteryear. Sienkiewicz is a Renaissance artist. He was good. Hopefully you've been well, brother.
Nice. It's the German furry.
The German furry. Look, now people are speaking to you in German, Tina. Look what you have awakened.
I speak just a little bit. Like I took German in high school and in college, and I've taken a lot of languages. My brain does not afford me like recall on any of my languages, so it's like a little, just little.
Mystique, she can turn into anything for you.
Yeah, well, Mystique is Nightcrawler's mom, though, so
technically it's her dad. Chris Claremont told me it was her father, and that's always been the plan.
I can't. That is. I do not touch that with a stick. No family.
Well, Destiny sure did. And on that note, check out cheapgraphicnovels.com. Your home here in America for cheap graphic novels. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for being here, and thank you everybody for the super chats. That really goes a long way here for the channel. And our Patreon, thank you for being on Patreon if you're on Patreon. And if you can't, that completely respect and that would not be here without you all. Everybody stay healthy and safe out there. That's all we got. We're signing off. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody.
Have fun. Enjoy the weekend.
Bye.